trusted, they tip and they sway. The sword's been dulled, it's been locked away. The blindfold slips, revealing the game. Lady Justice, tell me, who do we blame? This isn't balanced, this isn't right. Who stole the stars from the flag tonight? Lady Justice, where are you now? We're screaming loud, but you don't hear a sound. This isn't the America I knew. Lady Justice, where are you? The gavel falls, but it don't make a dent. The halls of power feel broken and bent. Promises whispered and swept with the breeze. Truth gets tangled in the webs of greed. Blindfold torn and the swords in the dirt. The scales can't hold the weight of the herd. Oh, tell me, where did you go, Lady Justice? We need you so. Lady Justice, where are you now? We're screaming loud, but you don't hear a sound. This isn't the America I knew. Lady Justice, where are you? Where are you now? We're screaming loud, but you don't hear a sound. This isn't the America I knew. Lady Justice, where are you? Lady Justice, where are you now? We're screaming loud, but you don't hear a sound. This isn't the America I knew. Lady Justice, where are you?
Hi, everyone. Can y'all hear me okay? I hope so. I messing around with my computer and ran out of space. And I lost track of time. So I sincerely appreciate everyone hanging around. I know it's late, especially on the Eastern time zone. So thanks for joining, and hello to those on replay. Yeah, so let me go ahead and say hi to everyone. For those, hopefully people make it back in here, but I'll start at the top and do a quick hi. Hi, Cryptex. Deb. Hi, Deb. Critter Mama. Mustang. Cease Through. Louise. Jenny 8675309. Wish I could hear that song right now or listen to it at least. Delulu. I think I saw her. I just skimmed over her. Yes, Louise, I am usually fashionably late. It's like Murphy's Law. I'm going to be late to my own funeral one day. Trying to do better. It's actually my New Year's resolution. So if you can see, I'm failing at that miserably. All right. I think I got everyone. Oh, Bean's in the house. Hey, Bean. Good to see you. So I'm going to highlight Cease Through's comment here. Oh my gosh. Like, can't even see me. I'm like, this is hilarious. I need to adjust that. What if I could push this back a little? No. Anyway, so Cease Through says, I did the wrong comment. She asked a good question. Okay. Question for chat. Does anyone remember when the info that McCain was riding a bike? So I believe this is Dan McCain, towards the cemetery, but returned past camera in a short time frame come from? So she's looking, or he, excuse me, is looking for the source of that. Where is that located? Is that just rumor mill, or is that located in the millions pieces of documents that we have. So, okay. I am going to take those comments out. I have no idea why I'm in like this square box. They must adjust it. They must have adjust the settings once again in here. All right. Anyhow, let me pull up. So today we're going to talk about Richard Allen and did the state create a confession environment. So like basically an environment where, you know, it's foreseeable that confessions can occur. Okay. Let me share my, here we go. I hope y'all can see this. Ooh, I'm circle. Nope, that's worse. All right, I'm just going to keep myself as a circle. Whatever, I'm rolling with it, y'all. All right. Okay. So this case actually starts, you know, when it comes to like trial purposes. At the moment, Richard Allen was charged and brought before the court. No, I do understand there was, you know, interrogations and all that, and that's, to my understanding, where the Fifth Amendment would apply. But once Richard Allen is brought to court, the initial proceedings, I believe it's what it's called in Indiana, or arraignment in a lot of other states. I think that those terms are used interchangeably. That is where, you know, everything starts basically, right? So because once that happened, the constitutional changed the rules. So like from Fifth Amendment to Sixth Amendment, and there's other amendments that would apply here. But this presentation is mainly focused on the Sixth Amendment and the 14th Amendment in regards to his safekeeping order and his solitary confinement for 13 months. Okay. So, like I said, arraignment, safekeeping, confinement, and then, you know, there was some incriminating statements that were made. So, you know, based on the appeal, the state's brief, it seems like the state's framing starts too late. And I'm going to go into that in a little bit. Hey, Jer, nice to see you. And we got the royal we in the house. Good to see you. Okay. So again, once Allen had been charged and appeared before the court, the Sixth Amendment right to counsel attached, which is the initial hearing, and the state could not constitutionally obtain incriminating statements about the charged murders because he was already charged, right? By deliberately eliciting them outside of the presence of counsel. So that's my take on the Sixth Amendment. I am not an attorney. I'm just kind of looking at case law and certain things and making my own evaluation on things. So disclaimer, and there's one going down, down there. All right. So, you know, he was an accused defendant, and he's no longer just a detainee. So like when I say detainee, like that is, you know, how the state can hold you for a certain amount of time and then they have to charge you or not. So that's why I use the terminology detainee. Okay. All right. So again, from the moment he attended his initial hearing, the state's action had to respect the presence or at least the availability of counsel. That's the way I interpret things. You can see this all right. So a key appellee brief quote, and I have it here. So it says, in early November, following the filing of charges, the trial court ordered Allen to be transferred to the Department of Correction for safekeeping due to media and safety concerns. Okay. Allen's pretrial confinement conditions were materially altered through a safekeeping proceeding. Okay. So I'm using that a little loosely here. So it's conducted before retained or requested counsel could and should have participated in without a meaningful opportunity to contest the factual basis and under a purported protective rationale that appears institution. So it's basically centered rather than genuinely necessary. In my opinion, this is a due process problem and a right, because Allen had a right to counsel. All right, I'm going to put just 1 second. I'm going to be back. My dog's doing the thing that she always does every single time I'm on a live stream. So just 1 sec. Okay. I'm convinced she hates Richard Allen. I'm just saying. Because she never wants me to talk. She's probably tired of me talking about it, to tell you the truth. I don't blame her. All right. So a defendant is not expected to understand the legal consequences of a safekeeping order or how to change it, right? So I know that there's Indiana code where it states that if the safety concern is solely on the defendant, so like if they're keeping him safe because just for him and no other reason, you have a right to decline. That is my understanding. So, obviously he didn't have, counsel there at that time. And keep in mind, this happened. He was arraigned, and then there was a motion for the safekeeping order, and I think there was a couple drafts of it. And Richard Allen, to my understanding, did have counsel at that time, but no one contacted his attorney or anything to have any input or any due process on this whole safekeeping order. So that is, I think that's an issue. It's my opinion, but it's just really bothering to me that the counsel did not participate. I would think that if there was a hearing of some nature, they could call witnesses, respond to the, I don't know if it was a petition or not, but, basically set a record of this and then try to maybe have some input as to, his mental health, because that was raised. So again, there was no meaningful opportunity to contest this for Richard Allen. So the way that this appeal reads to me is that this was very administrative. And I disagree. This was a liberty altering decision. So, basically a proceeding that materially alters the defendant's confinement, right? That leads to where he is held, how he is monitored, and how he interacts with the state is not trivial. Furthermore, a proceeding or action that changes the conditions under where a defendant can communicate, think, and assist in his own defense is far more than administrative, right? This is not just paperwork. So again, he had changed his housing, right? So he went from, where he originally was being held to what was it? Was it White County or something like that? And then they, behind the scenes, requested that him be protected as a safekeeper. Now, after that happened, then it went to the central office, and I guess no one knows who, approved this whole thing. And that's where they classified him, evaluated him, and then, placed him at Westville. So again, like he is this greatly impacted him as far as his own defense, being able to meaningfully participate in his own defense, because he deteriorated for being in solitary confinement for 13 months. So that is that slide. Let's see. So safekeeping is not traditionally listed alongside plea hearings, that's my understanding, or trial as a classic critical stage. So this critical stage is, to my understanding, very important as to when a defendant is supposed to have counsel to guide them and explain the legal process, right? So so it wasn't obviously like a critical stage, like a plea hearing, or him entering his plea or anything like that, but it was critical. I would argue is very critical to the outcome of this case. So the safekeeping proceeding functioned as a critical stage because it materially altered Allen's confinement and his ability to meaningfully participate in his own defense. So if a lawyer could have made a difference there, that matters. And I think that's kind of how the precedent is set. And when I was looking at different cases, and I'm going to go into some of them in a little bit, it just really, that's kind of like the deliberately elicited test that is, it's basically incorporated in that. And again, Allen had a right to decline the safekeeping. So, okay, pretrial. This is where like 14th Amendment comes into play. So pretrial and detention is not meant to be punishment, because he is, at this time, he is not a convicted inmate, right? So you can't punish somebody that's not convicted. That's more of the 14th Amendment area. So the 14th Amendment applies. And then it's important to note that protective does not equal constitutionally okay. Just because, and that's what it seemed like in the appellee brief or whatever, is that they're like downplaying it. Oh, it's just protective custody and this and that. But just because you put that label on it doesn't mean it's okay what had happened, in my opinion. And then there's a Bell v. Wolfish is a case that really dives into this. So again, calling something protective does not make it constitutional. So in my opinion, the safekeeping order was the mechanism, right? This is where everything changes. It wasn't just a piece of paper. And that's where I feel like the state, in their argument, again, just kind of made it seem very administrative. And it's in my opinion, far from that. And it was the mechanism by which the state created the very environment in which the confessions later occurred. So, I mean, it basically changed everything that followed. And keep in mind, the state created this environment for him. This is not like, I think this is very different when we're looking at other types of false confessions, right? Where, there's some cases where, let's say, the police are lying, or they're not letting you sleep, or they're not, you're not, can't eat, you're just being interrogated for, time in, time out. But technically speaking, you can ask at any time, hey, I want to leave. Am I being detained? Right? Like, that's kind of like a very deciding moment where you could get up and walk out, and if they're like, no, you cannot leave, like, okay, well, I need a lawyer type of thing. But like the state again is making these different arguments where, and I'll go into it in a little bit, but they're kind of brushing it off like, hey, he had a tablet, he had this and he had that, but like he would have had those things in a jail. I mean, maybe not a tablet per se. I don't know. I haven't been incarcerated in Indiana, but like access to a phone, access to family, visiting hours, recreation time, all of these different things. Those still could have occurred if he was being held as a pretrial detainee somewhere else, right? So I just thought that was important to point out. All right. So that's a good, remind me to go back to your comment, Louise, where you say the jail says they didn't have the same ability, because I do want to hit that. So in the brief, they admit the physical environment where Richard Allen was placed in was matched with convicted confinement. And to me, when I read that, I was like, what the heck? Did they just admit that? It's like they made it an argument, and it's just like, okay, again, 14th Amendment, from my perspective, essentially states that innocent people are not to be punished, right? And the fact that the brief admits that the physical environment matched convicted confinement was like to me in my head. So although they placed in the same, Richard Allen in the same kind of physical environment as convicted offenders in that unit, Allen was treated better. That's the exact quote. And I know you might not be able to see it because I have it listed right here, but that is a direct quote in the appellee brief, page 22. Again, the protective label, like this is, to protect Richard Allen, does not control reality, in my opinion. And again, the state created this environment for him. It's not like he just asked for it. He didn't ask to go there. So in my opinion, this is one of the most important omissions in the brief when we're looking at the Sixth Amendment, 14th Amendment arguments that were made. That's my opinion. I'm just a YouTuber, but I just thought that that was one of the most important omissions by the state in the brief. And, the state also wants us to focus, or the Court of Appeals or whomever, that Richard Allen was treated better. Like, that is crazy to me. I can't see how any reasonable person would think that he was treated better. Yeah, did they prioritize his tablet? Did he get his tablet faster? Yes, but guess what? He was a pretrial detainee. They created this environment. So yes, he would have had access to a phone and all those other things as, to me, as, a detainee sitting in a county jail. So just because you expedited his tablet doesn't necessarily mean that he was treated better than other, inmates. Again, I don't see, how many inmates are followed around with the camera and put on a leash and, not afforded a lot of recreation time. I think that he got three days a week. I don't think that's enough. Even when we look at some of the letters written in by some of the other inmates that were actually stating that Richard Allen was being abused. So what, is he being treated just like all the other inmates? Because that's scary. But again, like I said, the constitutionally important phrase is the same kind of physical environment as convicted offenders. And again, he was not treated better. He was treated far worse. Okay, so I covered this on my other live stream, but I'm just going to touch this again. The state seems to suggest Allen's status of a safekeeper somehow lessens the constitutional significance of his confinement. To me, that is backwards. If safekeepers were maintained and classified in the same way as convicted inmates or placed in the same restrictive environment without the ordinary limiting safeguards, that is not exculpatory purposes for their arguments. That is aggravating. So right here, so there was a footnote 20, which they kind of used it as a defense. I have it here. I hope you can see this, but basically where I have it pointed for, IDOC policy states that safekeepers shall be, let's see, the procedure for maintaining safekeepers shall be consistent with the procedures for, what does that say? Incarcerated individuals, I believe. So in footnote 20, it says, because he was a safekeeper, he was not subject to DOC's policy regarding placement length and restrictive housing. But their own policy, again, contradicts what their argument is, because it states clearly here that safekeepers are, shall be confined or consistent with protective custody for incarcerated individuals. So that means he would have been afforded, their policy is every 30 days that he is reevaluated, right? And their argument was that they weren't required to reevaluate his mental health every 30 days because he was not, because he was a safekeeper. I hope I did okay explaining that. I think I was kind of going in circles, but basically, they were supposed to treat him aligned, according to their policy, aligned with how they treat sentenced individuals. I think it deepens the constitutional concern, in my opinion. Okay, again, this was a state design environment, right? So when Richard Allen was placed at, in the restrictive housing at Westville, was it the A-Pod? They had instructions from central office stating that he was to be in his, suicide cell. Camera was required to be in the cell, 24-hour video monitoring. They monitored wherever he went. Sometime he had daily mental health contact, but not at all. Like, I think, he kind of went from suicide watch to not suicide watch, but they never changed the cell he's in, which is a whole nother conversation. But he was supposed to be seen by a mental health professional. And suicide companions, he was placed on, with suicide companions outside his door, and correctional officers were observing him as well. So again, the state designed this environment. So the state control matters. So if the central office directed and approved these conditions, this was not an ad hoc thing. This was institutional design. That is his confinement. Richard Allen's confinement was in institutional design. And the more they structured the confinement, the less random the consequences. So, this just was, it was not just one thing that happened. They didn't just put him in a cell, right? Like, they added all these different layers to his detainment. And it seemed like, again, it was a structured confinement with written instructions how Richard Allen specifically was to be maintained in this holding cell. All right, so this is where I talk about the his suicide companions and state actors, which I think actually suicide companions are state actors. But and then also the subcontracted state actor of Walla. So these observations, they say it was for his own health or well-being, really became interaction. Okay, and this is kind of more where this is the Sixth Amendment, right? The Sixth Amendment attaches when he's, formally arraigned or at the, the initial hearing, right? So from that point on, you're not to be interrogated, and the defendant is not supposed to be interrogated. And somebody may say, well, what's your definition of interrogation? Well, you know what? To me, being interrogated does not mean you're in a holding room at the police station being questioned. Like, interrogation could occur in a different setting, right? And we know that Jerry Holman openly admits that he went back and he went to the Westville and essentially wanted to reinterrogate him after he was already charged. So, I mean, that to me, like, I couldn't believe he admitted that. I think that maybe that cat was out the bag at this point, but I don't know. So the state wants to be framed as simple safety observation, but the record suggests something more constitutionally significant. Observation became interaction. Once observation becomes interaction and interaction becomes evidence, right? The state no longer can dismiss the resulting statements as mere happenstance. So we'll go into this terminology happenstance in a little bit, but again, these statements became evidence. It was like, to me, it was built by design. It's just not, oh, this just occurred. Like, an example of something just occurring to me would be Richard Allen, say it's his first phone call with Kathy Allen, right? Day one. And he confesses to Kathy Allen and says that he did it and all that. Like, that is happenstance, right? The state is not involved in that. Like, they did not tell him to call her. He called on his own accord. That is just, hey, oh wow, look at, we went, we came across this, right? So that would be more, where the, an incriminating statement, in my opinion, would be allowed, like recordings, right? But not when you involve state actors into the mix here. So suicide companions were not supposed to talk to Allen, but they were. And then correctional officers also became recipients of these statements, and these same state actors later became part of the evidence stream. Okay, so the human monitoring chain became an evidence chain. So we, walk through this again. Confinement, monitoring, interaction, statements, testimony, right? And evidence. This is where the state argument really starts to crack in the brief. So just because this was not just a camera watching a man in a cell, like, human beings were there, right? They inserted themselves into this whole equation. And when I say human beings, I mean the suicide companions, right? The guards, probably the chaplain, maybe. I don't know what's going on with that. The warden. Who else? Dr. Walla. Surprisingly, Jerry, not Jerry Holman, but he tried. So these human beings were hearing him where and they were talking to him, like I said, and then they testified. So that means the human monitoring chain became an evidence chain. The state did not just monitor Richard Allen, it built a human pipeline through which his post-charge statement traveled from confinement to the courtroom. I know I might be sounding redundant, but I will do that. Sorry, because I'm just like, I just can't believe this. And then, like I said, like the inmate and guards and medical professionals assisted with this process. They were part of this chain. They were deliberately inserted to do this. I am convinced, because without these confessions, there's no way Richard Allen would have been found guilty, in my opinion. Okay. So the state's framing trick, voluntary, because that is what they were arguing in the appellee's brief. It's like, oh yeah, this was just voluntary, right? So the state wants this reduced to no coercive police interrogation, and therefore it was voluntarily. The mental state alone was not enough. So, they're saying that, it's not enough that he went batshit crazy and he wasn't in the right state of mind. So the state wants to reduce this to question, was there coercive police interrogation? But the Sixth Amendment had attached, that is not the only constitutional question. No detective in an interview room does not mean no constitutional problem. Hold on, I'm going to take a sip. Be right back. I'm like, got a tickle in my throat. Okay. Thank you. So the deliberate elicitation is broader than police interrogation. I know I already mentioned that, but I'm going to say it again. So it includes situations where the state intentionally creates a setting like to produce incriminating statements, right? So they are creating this setting, right? Richard Allen did not ask to go into solitary confinement, right? This is the setting that they created. The state may not indirectly interrogate through custodial design what it could not do directly through interrogation. They had their chance, right? He was interrogated twice. They didn't get a confession. That was the whole intent to me from this interrogation, right? We actually have more questions than we have answers after the interrogation, right? That ship had sailed. It was done. Once they charged him and he went in front of a judge, that's supposed to be the end of the interrogation process. So again, they were trying to do, indirectly through custodial design, but they could not directly do through interrogation. Deliberate elicitation is broader than police interrogation and includes situations where the state intentionally creates or knowingly exploits a setting likely to produce incriminating statements. So Messiah, right? So I have two cases here. Just my takeaway from reading Messiah was, once a defendant has formally been charged, the state cannot deliberately elicit incriminating statements from him outside of presence of counsel. Okay. Versus Henry, the state violates that rule when it intentionally creates a situation likely to induce the defendant to make incriminating statements without counsel, even if there is no formal interrogation room, and even if the statements look voluntarily on the surface. So this was not a pre-charge investigation event. This was a post-charge structure in which the state obtained incriminating statements outside the presence of counsel. So Richard Allen didn't have his attorneys during, this entire time. And I mean, it's not logical for them to be there. Don't get me wrong. Like, we can't expect attorneys to sit outside of, a defendant's jail cell. Like, I totally can acknowledge that. But when you create an environment in a situation where somebody is confined to a cell for 13 months, right? That, that is basically a custodial structure. So in Henry, the court held that the government violated the Sixth Amendment by intentionally creating a situation. Yeah, I already said that. Sorry. So again, the issue is whether the state created the setting or knowingly exploited it. And yes, they knowingly exploited it, because once they got, a confession, they kept on. They did not change anything either. So they were taking advantage of the situation. I'm just looking at comments. Sorry. Okay. So the confessions did not arise in a constitutional vacuum. Okay. This was not just happenstance. This was a state-created confession environment. So the state wants to characterize these statements are spontaneous, volunteered. That was another, kept on saying that Richard Allen, he volunteered this information, right? Non-interrogation remarks, but the statements are not constitutionally insulated merely because they were not uttered in response to formal interrogation, where the state itself created and maintained the very setting in which such statements are likely to occur. Okay, so the state's own timeline shows a monitored confession sequence, right? So we have the mental deterioration. We have the confessions to the wife, return to constant suicide watch, confessions to Dr. Walla, written note to the warden, and repeated statements thereafter. So they were just eating this all up, right? Like, they didn't change anything for him to stop making statements outside of the presence of counsel. They just kept on, letting it occur. So again, this is not one isolated blurting out event. The state-owned timeline shows a progressive, monitored, institutionally embedded confession sequence. Again, and the state did not merely receive statements, it maintained the environment and kept to keep it occurring. Okay, so the state knows the environment is producing incriminating disclosures and continues to rely on that environment to anyway. The question becomes whether the state is knowingly exploiting the arrangement, right? So there in the brief too, it mentioned that Dr. Walla basically stated that she told Allen not to talk about the case. Well, that's great, right? But that doesn't, like, that disclaimer, in my opinion, doesn't eliminate the issue at hand. And again, like, a warning not to speak does not automatically neutralize a system built around constant, uncounseled exposure. So these statements became trial evidence. These were not just confinement events, they became trial evidence. This is critical, in my opinion. These were not just things that happened in prison and stayed in prison. Correctional officers and other state-linked witnesses later testified at trial about Allen's statement. The moment these interactions became evidence of guilt, the state lost the ability to pretend they were constitutionally insignificant. And that was one of the arguments that they made in the brief. And I'm, of course, like paraphrasing. That's how I interpreted it. Okay. The defense did challenge the incriminating statements primarily through a coercion voluntary framework. But the way I interpret things, the defense did not specifically object at trial on the narrow basis that Allen's mental condition rendered him incapable of making reliable admissions. I mean, we did see a couple of those incriminating statements that didn't even make sense, right? Like, I think he said, like, he shot one of the girls in the back, thought World War III was occurring. So he was definitely delusional. So the problem is not just what Richard Allen said. The problem is what the state built after arraignment. So I'm just reiterating that. I'm almost done with this presentation. So, and then I'm going to open it up if anyone wants to join me. But we're almost done. So the real constitutional arc, in my opinion, is the Sixth Amendment was attached. The 14th Amendment still protected Allen as pretrial detainee. The state secured a safekeeping order, placed Allen into convicted style restrictive environment, and they even admitted that. They structured this environment around surveillance and repeatedly, I have a typo in here, and repeated state contact, and then used the resulting statements at trial. So the state wants this treated as a simple confession case, but the harder and more important question is, the problem is not just what Richard Allen said. The problem is what the state built after arraignment. And this wasn't just a confession case. It was a custody design case. So that's my take on all of this. And that is it. I probably could have done that in like 5 slides. Sorry if I was redundant. I'm going to put a link in if anyone wants to join. And then I'm going to go through some of the comments here. All right. I see a lot of good comments. Oh, hi, Mother of Dragons. Jenny, you're funny. Okay. So Louise says, I have seen rumors, and a couple years ago, I asked multiple people and nobody has answers. I don't know what you're talking about. Jenny says, I play an attorney in my own head. No worries. I take a quick look-see. Yeah. See what else? Yeah. So Jenny says, Rick wasn't even allowed to be there, and that hearing is considered a critical step. Yeah, I agree with you. That hearing totally was a critical step, especially since now we know what the outcome was. You think they'll learn from this? I doubt it. No accountability. Okay. So Louis says, also, I feel his personality disorder, which is a mental illness, was a factor in his confessions. Yeah, but the thing I think, like, that's a really good comment, and I think you that did come into play if that's what he had, like a little bit. But the crazy thing is, this people that have severe depression, do they all go into a safekeeping order or suicide watch? Right? Like, do they require a suicide watch? Because there's only 4 rooms, right, that were built or designed the way that of Richard Allen's room, which was the 24/7 surveillance, right? So, the state argued that that was one of the defining factors in it, but there's other people on suicide, like that require, restrictive housing that don't have cameras. That's a good question, Jared. Did Kathy get her money back from the attorney she paid the retainer to? I think she did. I'm not positive, though. He was protected from other inmates, but his biggest danger was himself. I agree with that. I mean, look, they were able to do just fine, when they took him out of restrictive housing for court. They were able to manage that. But, his biggest, if let's say, the biggest danger was himself, then it's my opinion that he had a right to decline this whole safekeeping order based on the Indiana code. Hi, Jindy. Good to see you. Oh, I have a phone number too, but then you totally won't see me. Hold on. This is going to be funny, actually. I don't know why it's so big like that. I think I could adjust it, actually. Let's see. Oh, we got Noe. We got the bird in here. Hold on, Noe. I'm gonna answer just a second. I want to make this like smaller because I don't know why it's so big. Text size small. Preset. I have no idea. How about this? That's a little bit better, right? Okay. Let me remove this.
Hola.
Hey, hola.
¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Tranquilo.
I don't know what that means. That is the extent of my Spanish. Oh,
Calm. I'm calm.
you're calm. That's always a plus. Always a plus.
I want to jump in here for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Going back to the safekeep thing.
Okay. What you got for us?
Well, what I find that was really was exaggerated was that he went into safekeeping to DOC.
Mm-hmm.
I have said this before that there were so many other options for safekeep for RA,
Right.
and the fact that they send them to a maximum security unit
Mm-hmm.
as a pre-trial detainee is not common at all. At
Right.
all.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna
that,
pull something up
to
because
me, that
yeah.
smells fishy to me. Okay.
Uh-huh.
They could have housed them in Cass County. They could have housed them in Elkhart County, any county, surrounding county. I mean, of course, not White or Carroll, because
Mm-hmm.
they were very small facilities. But these counties that are a little bit bigger, they have, you know, the ability to house someone on safekeeping for another county.
Right.
I've seen it happen all the time. I think sometime around 2008, um,
Mm-hmm.
there was a murder here in Wabash, Indiana. Dude's name is
Uh-huh.
Scott Pattison, not Peterson, not Scott Peterson, but Scott Pattison. He killed his wife with a weight bench. Uh,
Well, okay.
yeah, and I mean the dude, he he was housed here in Wabash, went to trial, got convicted, and everything. And I mean, I understand that with Richard Allen, a little different. You know, you're talking about two minors, two little girls.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I know. Maybe put them on safekeep. Carroll County just did not have the facility to do that. But sending them to DOC is kind of very shady to me. I don't know, man. I just
It
don't.
is.
I'm
Yeah.
never going to agree with, oh, that was the route to go.
And
And
I was trying not to interrupt, but I was trying to pull back up the policy that I had in the beginning of my presentation, but it specifically states that safekeepers should be placed, like, I'm paraphrasing, so I can't pull it up, but like the
mhm,
restrictive environment. And if if an inmate has, or not inmate, but the safekeeper has this serious mental health condition, that the place would be Newcastle. So there is something in the policy that outlines this. So yeah, to your point, to go from, hey, a county jail all the way to like a maximum security, and not and the maximum security wasn't even enough. They had even place him in a worse spot than general population, right? Which would be the restrictive housing. So like I can't think of a place that would have been worse.
mhm. But you know, these counties. I mean, these counties, like bigger counties, they have the ability to segregate him. I think the issue with RA was that he was the, according or allegedly, a child killer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they did have to be careful as to how they housed them, but
Mm-hmm.
still, like, it, taking them to, or sending them to Westville was just awkward. Just yeah,
Mm-hmm. It was extreme.
extreme. Yeah.
And it was, you think again, like this was like built by design, where
Hmm.
they knew that they needed the confessions. We know they needed the confessions. Even Holman, even after making that one statement that the bullet was like a paternity test, must have come to the realization that that is not that's subjective. It is subjective, and that's probably not enough. So he went to go back there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And after he had some time to think about it. What is that? That sounds like timeout. Like you're punishing a child. Like I don't think that they thought he would last as long as he did. I think he
Yeah.
probably would have
He,
folded. They think he probably would have folded after like 1 week. And it was very, purpose. It was built by design.
and the confessions, in my opinion, that's just I don't even consider them to be confessions, because he clearly says, I think I killed Abby and Libby. Maybe I did. You know,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
killed Abby and Libby. Maybe I did. You know, that's, to me, that was not, that was, Bob Mata calls those generic. Um, I don't even think they're, I mean, like I would have expected something like, hey, yeah, I I just have this issue, being more elaborate with these confessions. I I flipped out. I've been having this issue for a long time, and I finally acted out on my illness or whatever, desires, and
Uh-huh.
they weren't elaborate. They were just like, I think I killed Abby and Libby. Maybe I did. I mean, yeah. And then there's even one time when he mentioned something about being watched while he's on the phone
Mm-hmm.
making these confessions.
And Dr.
Um,
Walla had him call his wife
yeah,
too.
yeah, that's very weak, man.
And they did take they didn't give him a tablet right away either. Like when he broke that tablet, he didn't get one instantly.
Mhm,
Dr. Walla stated that she, had intervened to get him a tablet,
mhm.
and that his window was scratched, so they replaced the window. But I guess the point I'm trying to make, it seemed like the tablet was treated like as a reward. Like, you're doing good. Here, you know what I mean? Like, it was, without saying it exactly, hey, if you give us what we want, you'll get your tablet. Like, you know what I mean? It was kind of insinuated.
Yeah,
It's like very similar to, like, behavior, right? Like with being a parent myself, it's like, okay, you want to change behaviors, and you give them incentives and positive reinforcement to change bad behavior, right? And this to me kind of reads like that.
yeah. Um, I I think about like how many how many inmates in the state are awaiting, you know, a trial for murder, and for all kinds of murders, not just children or whatever. But my point is that that is just very, very odd that they chose to house them in a maximum security prison, you know, um,
Hmm.
where there are so many options. And
Well, like at the time when they issued the safekeeping order, I'm
mhm,
there was only one. I believe there's only one other person that was on a safekeeping order at that time. Like, this is like an extreme measure to me, very uncommon, you
mhm,
know. And this is not the first high highly covered case in
yeah,
Indiana,
high profile,
high
yeah,
profile, yeah.
absolutely, yeah,
And it just seems like, and then what's weird too is that he was transferred out of state. I think that
hmm.
Baston guy was traveled out of state. I'm not
Well, no, I
positive.
mean, you see,
And I think that was more of a liability thing.
well, what happened in terms of that is that people like Stupid Meister and Marv and Vagrino and all them people were promoting and announcing that the Patties had a murder for hire contract, and that there was inmates in whatever it was, Pendleton, wherever they had them, um, who were ready to carry out this contract. This idiot, Stupid Meister, um, announced that clearly. And well, Indiana State Police and Pendleton officials heard about it, and that's how he got removed from the state of Indiana.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I think so. The day that I went to trial,
hmm,
there was a lot of, you could tell, high profile attorneys. They kind of read like corporate attorneys to me in a way. They were all standing
hmm,
or sitting in the back of the room. And I'm thinking this is, you know what I mean? This is probably the DOC's attorneys,
Yeah.
because I believe there will be a lawsuit on what happened. And then, they're there to protect their liability, right? Or
Hmm.
reduce, what's the word I'm trying to look for right now? They're there to protect their interests.
Yeah.
But who else were those attorneys? You know what I mean? Like, they weren't prosecutors. Maybe they were with the AG, but and then
Hey.
Dr. Walla, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, the whole time I'm thinking, as soon as this lady is done with this, she's going to be done with. Like, you know what I mean? They're only keeping her around because,
Well, she
they
got
needed her to
fired. She got
testify.
fired. She got told never to return to practice in DOC.
She got sanctioned.
Yeah, she got a sanction. Hey, I got a question. How in the world am I on a live stream if I don't have a channel?
You went through StreamYard,
Hmm.
right? You clicked on the link, right? That was
Yeah.
facilitated through StreamYard. It was a StreamYard link.
But it says the Southmost, and I thought that channel
Oh.
was gone.
No, I think sometimes what StreamYard does is it will store the name that you place for yourself through the StreamYard application. So, like right now, I could change Peggio to
Like I
read
have a
whatever
new,
I want.
I have a little new channel and that's not my profile picture, and it's not the Southmost either. Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh
this
well.
has nothing to do with your
Hey,
YouTube
while we're
channel.
at it, why don't we
Yeah,
tell people to? Can you tell some people to um
Luis, could
subscribe?
you be so kind, and Carol, to put Noe's channel in here?
It's a little baby channel. It's got
Yeah.
like it's got what 30 subscribers.
Right. Everyone is subscribed to Noe so he can go live again.
Put a goal. Tell them to put a one if they subscribe to my channel. I need 20. I need 20 subscribers so I can do lives.
20 more.
Yeah.
You're almost there, Noe. Everyone, if you could please put a 1 in here if you subscribe to Noe's channel, that would be great. Up, Mustang. She has confirmed. She's the first confirmation.
19
Mustang.
more. 19 more. Well, how many people you got on the? You got
Right
14,
now,
15?
there's 17.
Okay. Hey,
There's a little over 20 at one point.
who else put a one?
Just Mustang right now.
Come
Like, how about
on,
this? I will
y'all.
not get off of this live stream until Noe reaches 50. So if you want to
Yay.
listen to me for the next 3 hours.
Next, I can't do any sanctions if I can't go live and all. I can't do anything with this little baby channel I have now.
Carol's put a 1. Like, listening to me for another 2-3 hours would be punishment for sure. So, it would
Well,
be a 14th Amendment violation.
well, hey, you should have someone else come up. I just want to say that it was awkward. It was strange. This Carroll County, state of Indiana, they had so many other options to, you know, house him where he would have been fine. I mean, he would have had to be like, this 23-1 deal, administrative segregated and all that. But yeah,
Well, here's a thought too that I had. Okay, so Carroll County, isn't it like 12 people, before they rebuilt or like they made the new jail? It had
yeah,
like a very,
it was very, yeah. I don't know exactly the capacity, but it was something like that. Yeah, like maybe under 20 inmates. It's very small. Yeah. So I don't know the exact number. Yeah, I mean, I understand Carroll County would not have had the capacity to
right. But what I
house
was
them.
thinking is like, why couldn't they just relocate the inmates? Because it's only 11 others, right? To surrounding
No,
jails,
well,
and
the
he
way
would
it
have
works,
the jail to himself.
listen, Peggy, the way it works is when counties exchange inmates,
Mm-hmm.
then the county that has the custody of the inmate has to pay the other county to house one of your inmates.
Right, but I'm saying 13 months, right, of Richard Allen and all the medical treatment that he needed and all this legal, attorneys got involved and all this, right?
Mhm.
I know hindsight is 2020, but I'm sure that was way more expensive than temporary,
Yeah,
relocating
absolutely.
inmates.
I think, and don't you think that it would have been cheaper to pay another county rather than maximum security prison?
Right. You would
And
think. Um, but yeah, I mean, and that's another thing that just kind of really bothered me in
look, like Cass
Mr.
County,
response.
Logansport, Cass County would have been just fine. He could have been
Mhm,
there. They would have
mhm,
segregated him from the others, because allegedly he had killed 2 kids, and he
mhm.
would have been fine. His family would have been able to go see him. He would have been close to the county that charged him. But no, they specifically, I think, well, I mean, stupid Meister said it very clear is that he had there's a contract out to assassinate Richard Allen. No ifs or buts, whether he was found innocent or guilty. Okay. Um, and Frank Meister announced that the Patties put the contract out, and he announced it on his channel. And so I think that the idea was that they send him to Westville in hopes that that contract would get carried out.
Mm.
Yeah, Greeno, Meister, Marv, they all announced this contract, and it's been documented. It's been reported.
Well,
IST
I was
knows
shocked
about it.
that Greeno was allowed to go enter into the courtroom after he publicly made threats.
No, uh, no. Greeno is
I mean, I saw
look.
him there.
Greeno is a redneck. Okay, don't let him fool you. He's a good old boy.
What's
He's
wrong?
connected to the whole system there in Carroll County.
So,
So,
Noe, just real quick,
yeah,
I don't want to
there's
interrupt, but
no
we have
doubt. I
Fiend
know
in here.
him
So Fiend joined us.
good.
Hi, Fiend.
Hey,
But
what's up? Hey,
in other words, he has special privilege.
did you guys go out there with Ted, or did I miss that?
So what's up?
Did it get delayed?
No.
Did
But I want to
it
go
canceled?
magnet fishing, Fiend. Do you want to go magnet fishing with us?
I mean, where? What
Oh,
in the
pick a
Deer
spot.
Creek?
I don't know. Deer Creek or Wabash? I don't know.
I'd probably prefer not Deer Creek or not Deer Creek at Delphi. They call that, like, man, I have to look it up. What do they call it's like Death Valley or something.
Where? Deer Creek?
The Deer Creek in the area of Delphi is like the Valley of Death or something crazy.
Well, I mean, I felt it the first time I came there. There's just like it's like haunted to me. It just, ugh.
Yeah, I don't believe in supernatural things.
Well, I just felt the energy of it. And it had like a bad omen to it. I mean, I know we obviously.
Well,
know
I mean,
that.
yes, there was a
Yeah.
double homicide.
But
there,
it's
so
just weird. It was just like a weird energy that I felt. And I mean, I didn't see anything, obviously, because that would be just crazy. But I just felt it. It was just like, ugh, yuck.
Well, there's some historical basis for that.
Mm-hmm.
I have to look it up to see exactly what they called it.
Well, it wasn't there like I don't know if this is a folk tale or not, but like some indigenous woman jumped off and unalived herself there. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that specifically.
Yeah.
I don't even know what magnet fishing is. What you like?
So you drop like a magnet on a line, and you just kind of like bring it in and see what it collects, type of thing. I'm convinced like there could be evidence still out there you know.
Louise, I know Death Valley is in California. I'm aware.
Oh. So do you have anything to add about the restrictive housing, what we discussed? Think I any points that I didn't cover or got incorrect? Or
Who, me? Oh, I don't know if I was paying that close attention. Can you do a synopsis?
Basically, the 14th and 6th Amendment was very applicable, and the state totally undermined a lot of, valid points that the defense made. They're just kind of dismissing things, such as like the confession, more specifically to the confessions. He was treated better, was one of their talking points. That they weren't subject to, Richard Allen as a safekeeper was not subject to the rule in play that would.
Yeah, I mean, I think specifically on the safekeeper stuff that there was some liberal interpretation of that. They thought that just meant they could not follow any rules, which I don't think was ever the intent of what the safekeeper designation meant, because they thought it was like a trump card, and that's not at all what it's supposed to be.
No. And in fact, in their policy, it says that safekeepers are, placed and classified consistent with convicted inmates. So it's right in their policy. So they pretty much lied there.
Yeah, it was weird because that was I think I may have been the first person that came across it, the safekeeper thing, because it was when they were removing him from public view on their websites, and like you couldn't search him on Savin at all, but you could call them and actually see that he was in whatever location that he was supposed to be at. But when I was calling them multiple times, eventually someone was like, they were like, safekeeper. And we're like, okay, what does that mean? Like, this is the first we've heard of that, other than.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like they were really trying to say that, like, oh, like, that was something important, but didn't know what it meant. Like, obviously we know a lot more about it now.
Right.
But I think there was definitely a gross misunderstanding of what that is supposed to mean.
In what way?
Well, I mean, I think that they think that that meant they can do whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
like a trump card, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it was like a workaround or like a gap that they were playing.
Right.
And and then they're like having it both ways, right? Like they're saying, he was housed with convicted inmates, right? And he was treated, in fact, better than them, which that's bullshit. But then at the same time, then they want to argue that he was different, than and that the policies are not applicable to him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of fault to pass around. There's certainly a significant amount of fault that falls on his own attorneys that like didn't realize the seriousness of the situation soon enough, and thought that, like, okay, well, they moved him to the prison and they're probably treating him the way that like that's probably fine, but it wasn't fine. And by the time they realized that it wasn't fine, it was way too late. Like because they had done some very terrible things to him in prison.
And also, like, I think it just from a Sixth Amendment perspective, it interfered with his legal defense, based on
Oh,
his
I mean, it
innocence.
definitely did, and I think that was probably one of their bigger concerns. But like, it obviously shouldn't have been the
Right.
biggest
Yeah.
concern, because the mental well-being and like just basic sanity, and like you can't assist in your own defense if you've been driven insane from being in solitary confinement for worse than POWs are allowed to be held in solitary confinement. I mean, like nobody goes through
Well, yeah, not only
what he was
that, I
put
mean, you
through.
couldn't even like write things down when he was meeting, with attorneys because his hands were shackled to that box. And, with the cameras going in, while he's meeting, with the attorneys, which they completely lied about and said it did not record or couldn't record audio, but it could. So it kind of makes you wonder, what else did they do? You know what I'm saying? Were they listening to the attorney phone calls? I would not put it past them. Like, this whole thing is really.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't put anything past any of those people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've gotten a close look at the lengths they will go to.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got what they wanted, and they seem to have gotten away with it, which is scary. Like, to me, it doesn't matter if Richard Allen is guilty or not. I mean, he was found guilty, but to me, I'm like
I mean, the
like,
circumstances under which he was found guilty are also highly questionable.
I just think like this could be, creates an environment, where there is going to be somebody factually innocent,
Well, I mean, those situations do come up all the time. There's lots of people that are exonerated, like, of crimes they didn't commit, and they were clearly railroaded, and evidence was falsified. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if we can say that any evidence was falsified in this particular case, because like there basically isn't any evidence. Like, it's just, I mean, I don't even know what it is. I mean, it's just, the whole thing is just coercion, like, and misrepresentations of things, and no actual real evidence.
Yeah, like everything was altered, the way that it
I mean,
was.
the only way that
it was manipulated. It was very manipulative.
The only way that there can be evidence, real evidence against Richard Allen, is under a situation in which the evidence against Richard Allen was also completely hidden, which requires like very like weird conspiracies of like, why would you hide all the evidence against the person that you're trying to prosecute? That doesn't make any sense. So, my default has to be like, he doesn't have anything to do with anything. Otherwise, there's a lot of explaining that would need to be done of why you kept all of the evidence against him out. That doesn't make sense.
Can you give us an example of what you're talking about?
I mean, geofencing, his phone data, like his locations, like maybe that would show something that would, lean towards him being involved in some way, but it was all kept out. So why would you hide it if that actually helps you show that he's involved? You could also identify the cartridges, because if they are the same types of cartridges, that might suggest that he's involved in some way. Yet we don't have that. And those are things that like we have no reasonable expectation that we should ever see. But if they did show that he was like potentially involved, why would they completely hide it? That is what doesn't make sense. So
I'm thinking like for the geofence, I think that they found, like, I think that geofence, I think, what did they do it again in 2019 or something? And I think that could be perceived as an open warrant, which then could have been like, what's that one saying? Fruit of the poisonous tree?
Yeah, I'm not completely sure. The 2019 thing, as far as I'm aware, is still in the realm of rumor.
Well, like the whole 2019 is just bizarre. Like all,
Well, I
you know what I
know.
mean?
I mean, you're trying to infer things, but like, I mean, I wouldn't chalk it up as anything more than a rumor because, like, it's not on paper. It's not actual evidence.
Well, that's when didn't they
I
do
mean,
another
they're in
extraction in
trial. They very
2019?
clearly said, like, yeah, we can get his records, his phone records, and
Mm-hmm.
his ping record. Sure. Okay, where is it? And we know from before pretrial that the geofencing is motion and eliminate out, and we also know that the state previously had a very well known and prolific geofencing expert, and they kept their own expert out as well as the
Yeah,
geofencing.
yeah. I
Well,
forgot about that.
why would you do that if any of that actually points to this guy is involved with anything? You wouldn't. That
Right.
would be dumb because that would be your best evidence. Matching cartridges would be your best evidence. Lots of things would be your best evidence. Yet the state is keeping all the things that could be the best evidence completely out of the trial. So unless there's something really, really fucking weird going on, the assumption would be that those things do not show that he's involved. Because you're not trying to like hurt your own case. That doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Like, just talking about phone data. I mean, just the phone specifically with Libby's phone. It's like I don't know why they waived chain of custody of that phone. That is just, to me, crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I have to hashtag not a lawyer on all this.
Yeah, me too.
I
Right?
mean, I don't know if there's like some strategy. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you're trying to build up rapport and like make things like easier instead of like fighting on every little single thing, and maybe you think that's gonna like work out for you better in the long run. Those are all strategic decisions that, you know, defense attorneys and experienced attorneys are like, that's in their realm of making a lot of judgment calls. And certainly you can make the wrong judgment call. You can make the wrong judgment call a lot of times. I mean, I think that like Andy Baldwin seems like a really nice guy. And I think a really nice guy is probably not what is exactly needed in this scenario where
Mhm.
you're facing people that are not playing by the rules.
Right. Exactly.
And if you expect that they're going to play by the rules just because that's how business usually is, you know, like, you know, we get along, we joke around, we like make small talk, and we do our stuff, and we don't like do completely crazy evil shit. Oh, if someone like defies that expectation and does all the crazy evil shit, and well, then you just get screwed.
Mhm. Well, I mean, I guess Nick doesn't have to play by the rules, because of the qualified immunity. It seems like do whatever you want.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a I think the state of prosecutors, like not even just Nick McClellan or this case, or even any of the cases that we're all familiar with, like I think just across the entire country, like, you know, one of the very most important things that a prosecutor is charged with is not pursuing a case if they're not convinced in it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're doing anything for any other reason except that you actually like feel like this is the correct thing to do, like you're doing something very bad, very bad. And I think we see a lot of prosecutors doing things that are very bad and just pursuing cases when like a conscionable person would not do so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you think, based on all the arguments made in each of the brief, what do you think might survive, might not? Like, how do you think this is going to play out?
I mean, I'm not.
It's just gut. I mean, you don't have to be right.
So is
Your
there
instinct.
are we expecting a reply to the reply again?
I think so.
You think so? Yeah, that was kind of my understanding, but I'm probably a little bit behind on some of it. I mean, I probably haven't read front to back both the appellee brief and the appellate brief response, but I don't know. I mean, I think both sides will blow up on making a bigger deal of like every single point on that can potentially be on their side, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like a lot of the stuff is four corners of the, what actually happened in trial. So anything that's outside of that
Right.
doesn't even matter. I mean, the one thing that kind of sticks out to me now that I think about it, now that you asked me the question, and because it's one of the things I wish that when they filed the brief, like the first brief, that I wish they would have given more attention to, was the fact that the Franks hearing was offered to the other attorneys,
Yeah.
and then walked back, and I don't think that that's addressed in the response at all. I might be wrong, but
Yeah.
I don't think that particular point, and that's why I wish they would have spent more time on it, but maybe they were just trying to slide it in there so that it wouldn't get responded to. I don't know. Like all these attorneys, like they play a lot of like strategy and chess type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like maybe you just want to slip that in there so they don't make a big deal of it when they respond to it, but you kind of know that like when an appellate judge looks at that, they're going to be like, no, that's just completely not okay. Like that's obviously not okay. Which it is. It definitely isn't. It's not okay to
Offer it to somebody
like,
else. Yeah.
like
Not.
because there is no one set of attorneys and another set of attorneys. It's Rick Allen. When they talk
Yeah,
about like the
exactly.
entire case, it's Rick Allen argued this, Rick Allen argued this. Obviously, Rick Allen didn't argue fucking shit. It's all the attorneys. But like from that side, so you offered Rick Allen a Franks hearing, and then you didn't give him the Franks hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they fucked up a little bit. That they, if there's one thing that at least might, I think that should and maybe will come back, is the like, I think they should have had the Franks hearing, even if it's post conviction. Like even it's now. Like I think that's a mistake.
So let's say like the timeline is where Judge Gull is out, right? And let's say her daughter comes in. I don't know if she's being, if there's anyone.
Well,
But
her
what I'm
daughter
saying
is
is like,
being
don't you
like
think that would
I mean, it's
be
not going to just go to
a
the next
recusal?
person up in like Fort Wayne, like that's not going to matter. Like Judge Gull was a special judge. I think that if they were to assign a new special judge to a second trial, like if they assigned her daughter to the case, I can't imagine how that would be viewed as completely improper.
Right. But I'm just saying, let's just say they are granted a Frank's hearing, right? Like, yeah. I mean, I don't think I agree with you. But you know what?
The Supreme Court would have to assign a new special judge if Judge Gull can't do anything. I mean, imagine until she's done, like, it'll go to her. If she can't go, there's no way that it goes to her daughter, because there's no connection. It's completely unrelated. That only has to do with that county. It has nothing to do with this case.
It's not going to go to Shane Evans. That's for sure, because he was on the prosecution. Yeah, he was like, wasn't he an investigator?
I don't know. I mean, yeah,
or something, assistant.
I mean, I guess it could go to the Delphi judge by default, and then I would expect that it would go to, like, the Supreme Court would just have to replace Gull with a different special judge.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they work out weird stuff all the time. So even if she retires, like, could she still be the special judge? She could. Maybe this will be her only one case,
Who, Gull, you're talking about?
Yeah.
After she retires?
Yeah, well, I mean, because it's fuzzy. It's like,
Doesn't
she would retire her office in Fort Wayne, but she can still have her legal license and technically be a judge and be eligible to be a special judge, and she could remain the special judge on this one particular case. Like, her office in Fort Wayne doesn't have anything to do necessarily with her being able to preside over.
I don't know about that.
Things as a special judge.
But you know what? It's Indiana, so who,
I'm not sure. I'll hashtag not a lawyer. I mean, obviously, if she like retires her license, but like, I don't think anybody does that.
So Gier asks, did the defense object to the geofence motion in limine ruling?
I mean, I believe they did, but I wouldn't say that they really fought over it very hard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they seem to have a defeatist position here, which is probably fair because they kept losing on everything. But, I mean, again, we have zero idea what was actually in there. They may have thought that some of it may have been incriminating towards Rick Allen, in which case, if they want to keep it out, great, right? You're a defense attorney. And also, defense attorneys are, like, very used to their clients probably being involved in the crime in some way, which I think puts them in a weird position, because if your client actually has nothing to do with it, you're in a very unique position that you're probably not in very often. Like, they're used to their clients probably being involved in some way in the crime that they're being charged against. If you get a client that is in zero way connected to the crime, that's a completely unique position for you to be in. You probably never see it.
Which makes it so much harder when you lose.
That also makes it so much harder for you from the start, because whether we're presumed innocent or not, like, and we're supposed to be, right? Everybody's supposed to be presumed innocent. Like, even the defense attorneys don't really presume you innocent, because all their other clients are probably kind of guilty, like, not completely guilty, or like, there's a way to get them off, or like there's a way to like defend their constitutional rights and make sure that they get a fair trial, but maybe they're not as guilty as the state is making it sound like they're guilty, but like they're probably not completely uninvolved with anything, which, based on any actual evidence, like, I mean, I see nothing that suggests that Rick Allen is involved with anything, which I think that puts a defense attorney in a crazy position, because every single
I think
time
he
you've had a
puts
client
himself
before,
in
they're
that on the
definitely
trail.
involved with somebody in something that happened. Yet in this case, who is he involved with? Anybody? Nothing. What did he do? Nothing. We don't have. Do we have any evidence? Any like any evidence? No, we don't have nothing.
Well, I mean, one can argue that he puts himself in that window. And if he was there earlier, why didn't Betsy Blair see him on her laps? Like that I have a problem with that, to tell you the truth.
That Betsy Blair saw him. Betsy Blair definitely did not describe Rick Allen.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, okay, if we go by the window, right, that he adjusts the time to, which we don't even know if he adjusts the time, because we're relying on somebody else to take the note. Anyway,
I know we have zero idea what.
But if
we have
go
zero
by
idea
his
what
time,
he said, and we have zero idea where he was.
Right, but if we go by what he says in the interrogation, right? Betsy Blair arrived around what, 12 o'clock, 12:02, I think was when her car was seen on the video. And you know, she was there for how long? Like, she leaves to go take a dump or whatever she did at the library. What, around like?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I mean,
Well, why wouldn't she
really
see
deep
him,
into
and why
it,
wouldn't
and like her timeline. I mean, I know some people make an argument that it's completely impossible, which it's pretty compelling that, like, based on the how far she was walking and her timestamps for when she saw things, like, it's not even possible that what she said is true. Not that she's lying, it's just that she's mistaken, you know. And like,
I find it interesting that like the prosecution, or like the police, right, in the early stages, seem to dismiss everything that she said. You know, like they dismiss the vehicle that she described. They dismiss, forgot some other things, but you know, as far as seeing, you know, the man at that time on the bridge. I know she doesn't describe Richard Allen, but I'm just saying, like, how do they know she even saw anyone? That's what I'm saying.
I don't think she saw a complete. I mean,
at that time, like, okay, how about the girls, right, on the rail bridge, right? Like, how do we not know she's seen them, you know, when she left to go to the library, or when she first arrived, and she's just mixing up those times? You know what I mean? Like,
there's definitely room for all of that, for sure.
But it just seemed like they didn't find her very credible, because of the sketch, right? They didn't release.
Well, I mean, I think that you see a theme of they kind of like piece together some weird story, and this is who did it. And then, I mean, they try to slap Richard Allen onto that, and obviously it doesn't make any fucking sense at all. But like, the problem was that nobody made any sense to that, because they were so attached to that one story that, I mean, I don't know what that process is. I don't know. One of my favorite articles is how, like, you know, the Supreme Court thoroughly defended, like, that police departments can completely discriminate against people with above average IQs. Like, that, oh, you only want to hire stupid people? Yeah. You are completely constitutionally protected and only hiring stupid cops. And like, well, you know what? These people are supposed to like be problem solvers and figuring out crimes. And then when we wonder why they can't figure out the crimes, that's a pretty easy thing to point to, is that they're just fucking stupid. They're stupid people because you hire stupid people and they're not smart. They're not going to figure things out.
And you
And
promote
they
stupid people.
they come up with stupid theories that are not right. And then they also are so stupid that they won't change those theories and they just stick with them, even though they don't make any sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'd say is like pretty close to like describing exactly what happened. Because this theory doesn't make any sense. None of it.
No, it doesn't.
None of it lines up. I mean, yeah, if you saw like somebody that is Richard Allen's description, and somebody else saw somebody else like saw somebody, and it's Richard Allen's description, like they're just starting to piece together things, but that's not at all what like actually happened. Like they're completely different descriptions.
I didn't realize that Voorhees must have missed it, but Voorhees had a sketch too that looks like young bridge guy with a scarf. I'm like, okay, well,
Do you have the sketch? You have the sketch?
Yeah, it's out there.
It's out there? Which one is it? Because that's what so Michael was on the other night, and he was also like, Rayleigh Voorhees. I like my interpretation was that he was implying that Rayleigh Voorhees has positively identified a specific other person, not even just a sketch type of person, but like a specific person. That is who she saw.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
And
like they actually did a lineup.
Obviously sends my mind wandering to, well, who the fuck did she see, right? Which who is that?
So this sketch looks like just like young bridge guy. I mean, some people say it kind of looks like Kagan Klein, like the skinny Kagan Klein version, whatever. But I mean, those two sketches look very similar. Betsy Blair and Riley or Riley Voorhees. So that's crazy. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Or Rayleigh-ana. I don't know how. Is it Rayleigh or is it?
I know.
Riley?
I used to say Rayleigh, but then someone corrected me and said it's like Riley, like Riley. I'm like, okay.
Well, it's neither now because it's Rayleigh-ana or Riley-ana.
Yeah. I sometimes just say Voorhees.
Well, that gets confusing, doesn't it?
What? The name?
Voorhees, yeah.
Yeah.
Because of Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm. I think it's spelled differently though. I don't know. But yeah.
Luis Cuevas says there is a sketch that looks like Alex Voorhees.
It does.
It does? Oh my god.
Yeah, it does. Okay, I got a lot of stuff to send you.
Yeah, you can send me stuff. I mean, I'm open to looking at things.
So
I also have a lot of things. I just like forget that I've seen them before.
Yeah, I know. It's just so much. It's like, oh yeah, did I see that? Didn't I? Too many rabbit holes.
Oh, there's lots of rabbit holes. I spin myself into new, even now, probably old rabbit holes, but they're new to me, you know, or they're new to me if I forgot the old rabbit hole.
If I could see like one thing, like if I could get my hands on Discovery, I would say like what I would really want to see is the picture that David McCain took that supposedly had a car in the background. Like where was David McCain taking those photos? He says he was by an old fence and a tree. When I was there, I didn't see any old fences other than But the fence at the cemetery, and that's like ancient. But anyway, he supposedly took a picture and it captured a vehicle in the background. And they were looking for it, which they pretty much had it, I guess. But it is mentioned
I
in the
mean,
discovery.
this is one of those things of like, oh, I saw a vehicle parked here. I saw a vehicle in the background. I saw this person standing there. Do any of those things necessarily have anything to do with anything? No. Like,
Well, it doesn't have to,
should you
like, we only
follow
can
up on?
follow
Should you follow up
vehicles
on them? Yes,
at this point.
but
You know what I'm saying?
are they? Does anything suggest that they're necessarily involved? No. And
No, but
a like even a very stupid person would probably be like, no, I'm not going to talk to the cops because I don't want to get fingered for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Even Elvis Fields, like the smartest man I know,
Who says he spit on the girl? Yeah.
yeah, even he lawyered up and was like, I'm not talking to you guys. Huh, smart. So that's very, very. That's a good idea. Good idea. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whether you had anything to do with it or whether you have nothing to do with it, smart in both ways. Like, I don't know that he was making that decision for himself, but like at least he had like somebody in his perimeter that was like, no, don't fucking talk to the cops, dude. Which is what I would tell anybody, as well. Like,
Right.
Like if you're completely innocent, definitely don't talk to the cops. Only talk to the cops if you're guilty and you want to, like, I mean, honestly, if you're a good person and you're guilty, you should just, like, yeah, fess up and take your punishment. Which is weirdly the argument they try to make about Rick Allen, but that doesn't work at all because he did not plead guilty. Because if he's like a born again Christian, he's so like into Jesus and stuff, and like he wants to do the right thing. Well, then just plead guilty, dude. Like, there's your that's the confession. Is how you plead. Are you pleading guilty or are you pleading innocent? Like, if you plead, like, all the people that come up with all these confessions and all these other cases, you know what they also do? They plead guilty. They don't like confess to something and then plead innocent.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
But also, like, his quote unquote confessions, they don't make any sense because, like, you know what, like, it's not just people that are due process or people that are free Ricky or Rick Allen innocent people, like all the Rick Allen guilter people, they also have no answers for anything. Like, the confessions are supposed to give you the answers, right? Yet they don't. Like, the verdict is supposed to give you the answers. The confessions are supposed to give you the answers. But they're left with all these questions. They have zero answers. And now they're like, well, confess more. Like, where's that? You're left with zero answers. You know why? Because Rick Allen doesn't have any fucking answers related to this case because he doesn't have anything to fucking do with it.
Well, I mean, to obtain a confession that we would like to see that has more details in it, I think would definitely be a clear violation of the Sixth Amendment because then you're kind of, questioning, a defendant to provide specifics. So that's kind of like an interrogation in a way.
It doesn't be an interrogation. Somebody can do that of their own free will.
Like an inmate probably could, yeah. But like
an inmate. I mean, if Rick Allen was actually involved, he could just explain everything, like exactly what happened. Like, he's not involved. Like, he can't explain it. That's never going to happen. He's never going to be explaining what happened. Like when they accused him of stuff, he was like, I didn't shoot anybody. Right. Because you don't have any fucking clue what anybody's talking about, dude. Because the we thought we were being all smart and not releasing any information to the public, and now nobody knows anything, and it's only things the killer would know, and this guy thinks that the girls were shot. So obviously he doesn't know what the fuck happened.
I kind of like question if they were, leading him on to that. Like, we don't know if they were planting information to him about, like, hey, describe a gun, or describe, inserted the idea that a gun was involved, right? And then he just kind of ran with it. You know what I mean? Or another example would be the van, right? I mean, we know it was a known fact that there was a van. But they needed him to, say, so that they could place him in that time window. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't put it past.
I mean, the
them.
van thing, I think, came on very late while he was like deep in psychosis.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, but sometimes your mind retains things, and then it just blurts out. You know what I'm saying?
It's not documented anywhere, so we're completely trusting Walla hearsay for that.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely another option. Yeah, like she just said something, a straight out lie. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past her either. Like,
well,
very
not when they're a true crime junkie that's like, oh, I think I'm solving the case. No, like, you're not solving the case. You're like, that's like, you have an actual job, which is like being a medical professional.
Yeah,
like,
right.
do that.
Yeah.
Don't do crazy shit.
Maybe actually evaluate him and diagnose him when, you know what I mean? And escalate and ask for another review. And, it's just.
I mean, I think there's probably a lot of internal pressures on everybody and that speaks for itself. Why do you need so much pressure to get something on this guy? Because isn't he the right guy? Like, shouldn't you already have it, right?
Well, to me, I'm thinking the mere fact that this guy came forward within days of the homicide, and they had all this information and they did nothing with it. I'm surprised residents of that area are not screaming from the mountaintops or hilltops or whatever the fuck you want to call it, that they let this man who, is a convicted murderer just roam the streets for, years and years and years, when they had his information all along, So I think that was the driving factor to the pressure. They needed that confession to, and I
don't think that's the driving factor, because, like you're saying, that's completely valid now as it was ever, because it's completely crazy. Like, you cannot promote all these people that let a murder run around your town for 5 years. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying that was their, I don't know, it could be their way of like trying to make it right. Shit, we had this guy this whole time. We really got to get this confession. We got to steal this deal.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's completely impossible. I mean, I personally think that it's probable that a couple of these couple people in law enforcement were kind of played a little bit and convinced that Rick Allen is the right guy, and doing anything and everything to get the conviction is the right thing to do, while some other people probably were much more skeptical but didn't care because they're just frankly terrible, fucking evil people. So I think there is a mix, and you can be so stupid that you're evil, and you can be, you know, like, I think there's probably a couple people that are kind of like that. They're not maybe like evil necessarily. They probably have some doubts about what they've done. And they might not even be convinced that they
Well, I
did
hope
the
it
right
weighs
thing.
on them, and I hope
I'm
one day
sure that some of it does
a
weigh on them.
whistleblower comes forward, and because just to say nothing is, you know what I mean?
Well,
It's
I mean,
just
yeah,
it's
I mean,
just
so
as bad. It's just
you'd
as
have to
bad.
presume that something very nefarious is done, and somebody would whistleblow on it. Which, you know, like deleting a bunch of shit, destroying a bunch of evidence. Like if somebody would whistleblow on that in particular, I think that's like somebody should do that if they're aware that somebody did that. Like, which I think obviously.
Well, I mean, taking
Has occurred a
advantage of
number
a
of
man
times.
that's in psychosis or causing the psychosis to occur, to
Yeah, I mean,
me,
that's a little bit
is just as bad.
fuzzier. I mean, it's bad. I mean, I don't know that you're. I mean, I think that when you're involved in something that bad, I don't think you can even tell on yourself because it's really bad.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, if somebody knows, hey, I know for sure that they deleted all those tapes. Like, I saw them do it. Like, if somebody knows that, they should definitely come forward and like,
Mhm.
and
Or not handing over evidence,
whistleblow on it.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean,
Come on. Like, what is I mean, I think the probability that there is a Brady violation with the amount of
no, I mean, I think it's almost 100% that that like factually there's a Brady violation. Problem is, like, evidentiarily, is there a Brady violation? Because if you destroy the evidence completely to where it can never be resurrected, then is there a Brady violation? It doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Like
I
what?
see what you're
Like,
saying.
yeah. So like
Nothing to hand over, right?
right. And so yeah. So as long as you like were thorough and destroyed everything that is exculpatory, like, you should be in the clear, unless somebody whistleblows on you and says, I know that they destroyed this, then this, or even won this. Like, that becomes like at least something to point at as far as there being a potential rule of a Brady violation. But like, obviously, like, if you're going to these lengths, I mean, if you're gonna hide the evidence, you better fucking destroy it too, because it will burn you down if it comes out later. So I know, and I mean, it goes both ways. They are stupid people, so maybe they're not even that smart to destroy it all.
Mm. I don't know.
You only get the Brady.
I feel like
You burn up
they're
the evidence.
not smart people,
No,
but I think they knew
they
what they
certainly
were
aren't. But
doing.
like, I don't even think it takes that much intelligence to be like, hey, like, you just have to be generally aware of like a Brady type of thing to be like, if we're gonna hide this, we also need to destroy it. Let's not just hide it and keep it in a safe place. That's the worst thing you could do. Don't hide your Brady violations in a safe. Burn them, burn them, destroy them completely so that nobody can ever find them. Because if somebody opens up that safe, you are fucked. You are completely fucked.
Safe.
So don't do that. Like, you don't even have to be that smart. That's pretty basic. I mean, that's how you do a corruption. You destroy all. You not only hide the evidence, you destroy it.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like they just really didn't want to solve this crime. It's just like,
I mean, I will also. I mean, I think that the reason you see a lot of crazy conspiracy theories about this case is that there's a lot of evidence that points towards some sort of crazy conspiracy theory. There's some sort of like group of people that are doing things that they should definitely not be doing, like on multiple like fronts, on law enforcement, in the legal system, like in the community, like in like, you know, just affiliations. Like there's lots of people that are doing things that they should not be doing, and there is evidence of all those things. So when somebody comes up with a crazy conspiracy theory, like that's not for no reason. It's for a good reason.
Well, I mean, a lack of trust is, to me, the foundation of a conspiracy theory. And they have proved to us over and over again that they cannot be trusted. So, by many fronts.
I think you should rebrand your channel.
To what?
Are you following any of this JLR stuff?
No, not really.
Okay.
No. Why? Is that something to do with my channel? Like something that seems like it's him? I don't know. Why?
No,
Why you say
I
that?
don't know. I just like it's. I think like why isn't there a channel that's like following Greeno and his warrant, like the tracking him down and doing peaceful protests outside his house?
What, to track down Greeno?
No, like, we got somebody that's outside JLR's house doing a quote unquote peaceful protest, like trying to cause shit with him.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I kind of have like a high level overview of that, but like, I don't know if I could trust this lady either, because like she's made some really crazy claims. I mean, it could be both true. Like he did, you know, do that, and
Yeah, I don't
he's
know.
made, it's just like
Like
I don't know.
the old stuff is very like politically motivated type of
But it's
weird stuff. Yes, no, they're well. Who do you think JR is getting involved with? He's getting involved with weird people.
Yeah, I don't know much about him. Is he the dude that went and was like, "Why did you do it, Richard Allen?" Was that the same guy?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about that. Other than just like what's out on
sued
Twitter. And that's like the
Spears.
worst
He sued
place
Britney
to get
Spears,
information.
so that's my beef with him, is that he sued Britney Spears, because you don't fuck with Britney.
I don't know. They also say there's no such thing as bad publicity in the entertainment world, right? No such thing as the publicity. I don't know. Could that be going on?
Like, so I don't know. If we're talking about JLR, you're changing directions here. Like,
Well, I'm still not understanding what this has to do with Greeno. Sorry. And my channel.
Just a random guy that like
Okay.
people could be harassing. He's in trouble for something, so make a bigger deal out of it than could ever be warranted. Anyway, you threw me off now.
Oh, you threw me off. I'm still wondering why I need to rebrand my channel. Squirrel.
It just needs to be more like performative and ridiculous.
Performative.
Yeah, performative and ridiculous and like bombastic.
Okay. Hmm.
You camping outside somebody's house like
I would if there was like something big out here. I would do it for sure.
no, you got to travel like halfway across the country to do the shit.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Otherwise, you don't care.
Yeah.
You got to show that you care by traveling halfway across the country. Then you hold up the sign.
Okay. That seems too much effort to me.
Right. That's the same reason I would not entertain doing that. I think
See-through is back. Hey, see-through.
That's the only comment I see.
I know. He fell asleep and missed 2 hours.
Is nobody watching the live anymore?
No, I mean, I don't get the views that a lot of people get, but like there's 17 people in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. For 11, yeah. I think it's good.
Well, it's past 11 here.
Bullet points, see-through. I'll send you the presentation.
There we go. See,
With my notes.
Oh, Louise wants to go up.
Yes, Louise.
Oh God,
that will be
I feel like Louise is gonna yell at me or something.
I don't know. I'm gonna put a link in. She said, "Yeah, haters are watching." Yeah, the chat kind of went dead. But you know what? People could just have fallen asleep. I do it all the time. I like fall asleep. Then I'll wake up and I'm like, is this live stream really still going on? Oh, Jenny's still in here.
I've fallen asleep on a live stream before.
While you were on panel?
Oh yeah. for a very long time.
Mustangs in here.
I don't know if that exists still. It might be out there somewhere.
Were you snoring? Are you a snorer?
I don't know. I probably am sometimes. I mean, I don't think that I'm a known snorer, but I think everybody snores sometimes. So I'm not going to argue that like I'm not a snorer.
All right, Louise is here.
Hi.
Also, currently my nose is very stuffy, so maybe
allergies.
The store. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That's an interesting hypothesis.
Well, it is.
Sinus infections suck really bad. Why would I yell at you, Phoenix? You've never been mean to me.
Oh, that's sweet.
Okay, so has anybody talked about like Nancy Guthrie? Like,
well, I was talking about the JLR that obviously has ties to Nancy Guthrie, but we can talk about Nancy Guthrie.
No, both. Like,
yeah,
in my opinion, I feel like
we're taking over Peggy's channel.
Oh,
okay.
that's okay.
Can I say something?
This is the rebrand.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I was abused by somebody that I met on YouTube. Probably the same as like JLR and his girlfriend. Like me and Tech Death, it was toxic, both of us. And I think, in my opinion, she's a victim, obviously, but like people still support Tech Death. And I think domestic violence, there's like this huge stigma where like men have to be canceled. And I think that makes like women not like want to speak out. Like for me, like he gave me a black eye on the third day I was there, and like somebody told me is like, why didn't you leave that day? I was like, because I wanted to be with him.
I think too, like there's a lack of understanding about the circle of abuse too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit more complicated than what
It's
people
very
like. To me, like when you look
complicated.
outside of it, it makes sense. Like that would be a logical question. Like, why didn't you just leave? Like that's common sense, right? But like it's more complicated in a lot of situations, you know.
Like you're already being love bombed. Like for me, like I met this person on YouTube or in the internet and stuff, and I was like, oh, he wants to spend all his time with me, and I was like so love bombed. And like she probably felt the same about him. I don't know. I don't want to speak for anybody else, but in my like situation, and like I have my own issues, like I have abandonment issues, like I'm not perfect. And like I would be like, I want to leave. And like his reaction was like to pull my hair out and like give me like control me physically.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the key thing is like, I think most people are susceptible to give and take emotional and verbal abuse. Like physical abuse, like I have zero experience with that. Like that's like I don't think that would ever be okay. And like obviously lots of other people do have some sort of history with that and think that it might be okay. Like to me that would be so foreign that like even as old as I am, like it'd be a brand new thing that like I have no idea. Like I don't think I'd be okay with it, like either direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think you bring up a good
I
point.
mean, when you get into the physical type of stuff, like it becomes very dangerous very quickly.
No, it
Oh
is.
yeah.
Or it can be, and like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different type of line as far
It
as
is. And like
because that's how
for
people
me,
die.
I was already
People do die that way.
no, exactly. And like I was already in my 40s and like this dude was like pulling my hair and like pushing me down and all this bullshit. And it's like, dude, like what are you doing? Like we're not kids. Like it was crazy.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, even as a kid, like I have zero like familiarity with any of that. Like, somebody's physically attacking you, like you defend yourself and do
Yeah.
not like re-engage with that. Like,
But like how do you not like re-engage with that? Like if somebody like continually is like pushing you down, like pulling your hair out, doing all that BS.
fucking shoot them.
And it's like you become and it's like that's what happened is like he kept hurting me. And then when I finally like was like I'm done with this and like I fought back, like I like pulled his hair out because he's fucking balding anyways. And like I ran into the bathroom, like I called HCC first and then I called Dan. I called like a couple of people because I didn't want to get the police involved. But like when I finally did, or when he actually called the police because he didn't want to get caught because he's already been in domestic violence incidents. Like his ex-wife has a restraining order against him. But
Right.
anyways,
I mean, I'd say that that's probably the most like I think most people that are willing to engage in any sort of like physical type of stuff have something in their past. Like, and sadly, a lot of it is probably like when they're children or minors, like they're a victim of this sort of stuff, or they've engaged in this type of stuff before, and
Or they were victims
and
themselves.
it seemed, yeah, exactly, they were victimized by it, and that it's somewhat normalized, that it's something that's even okay to ever happen once.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not
No,
okay
it
to ever happen
isn't.
once. And not even once. Like, there's no reason for it.
No.
But I think too, it's like, you know, I think if one is going to take a stance on, you know, calling out domestic violence, I think there should be some consistency. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just my thought.
Yeah.
Kind of what you were saying in the beginning, Louise. I don't know if that's what the point you were getting at, but that's kind of how
No,
I read
I'm
it.
just saying, like, the stigma on domestic violence, it's so, like, I feel like it probably happens more than, like, people know, and, like, for me, like, I didn't wanna say anything, like, I was like, "Oh, no, this is fine, like, he can't hurt me, like, he's, like, this skinny, scrawny dude." But, like, other people, like, get very, very damaged from, like, men. But, like, yeah, my point is, like, I feel like the stigma on just domestic violence, like, people don't wanna speak about it because, like I said, like, they were like, "Oh, why didn't you walk away, like, the first time he hit you?" And it's like, you're so love bomb and in love with somebody, it's like, you know that if you speak about it, like, people will tell you to, like, go away, and most people
Mhm.
do.
Like, you know the answer, what you need to do, but
Yeah.
you're like not wanting to
Yeah, you're in
recognize what
denial.
happened. Yeah. And the love bombing thing too, like that totally goes into the circle of abuse because like afterwards you're just like, you know, like they're so
Yeah.
apologetic and this and that and never again and blah 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 blah. And it's just like,
Mhm. They're like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that, like, I'm so sorry, like, I didn't mean to do that." I was like, "Well, why did you say this about me?" He's like, "Oh, like, I'm sorry," like,
I
and,
mean,
like, peop
saying things and hitting people are completely different things.
for me, it's no, yeah, like, violence is, like, wrong, but, like, verbal abuse is, like, horrible also. And, like, part of it was, like, he went and told people, like, "Oh, yeah, you're so fucking fat, like, you catfish me and all this stuff." Like, I'm not fat. And, like, he went into, like, live chats and told people that.
well, I think like the abuse is about control and eliminating support systems and also like you know, making their victim feel like, you know, they're nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like the whole
I mean,
it's
is
like
that
it's not
before or after he proposed to you?
It was during. He proposed to me,
He
like,
proposed to
before
you while
and
telling
after,
you
and
he proposed to you while revealing that he had told people that you're fat.
yes. He's not a nice
That's
person.
Yeah, that's not a nice proposal. That's a bad
But,
proposal.
like, it's bad on my part to be so, like, insecure that, like, I took that as, like, "Oh, like, that's bad on my part too." Like, he told people I was, like, fat and all this stuff.
but I think Louise, I think what Bean was asking you was like during the proposal, like he like envision him
No,
on his hand,
no,
you know, like on one knee. No, so that didn't
no.
happen. Okay.
But, like, he was telling me he wanted to marry me, like, before we were actually, like, engaged. Like, we got engaged on the internet. Like, I know I'm dumb for doing that.
Before you met him in person?
Yes.
I mean, if it works out good, that's probably okay. But if it works out bad, it's
Yeah.
not
No,
so
I know.
much.
But, like, even we were on a live together and he was saying, like, how much he loves me or all that stuff, and, like, other people were like, Kristen behind the refrigerator door was like, "Oh, yeah, like, she just stayed," like, all this bullshit, and I was like, "He, like, proposed to me, you dumb bitch." Sorry. I know it's all like dumb stuff that doesn't like really matter, but like it kind of does. Like Kristen is like an older woman who's supposed to be like a victim advocate, and she just believed everything he said.
You know, there's always going to be people that say dumb things. It's the internet
I know.
too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not excusing the behavior. I'm just saying, like, and I struggle with this myself, but it's just like I just, you know, kind of reevaluated my priorities recently, and it's just like, yeah, I'm not wasting time on dumb people.
Yeah.
Like if I wouldn't have like dinner with you or like lunch or anything, like you're not a person I would hang out with or like really, you know, why should I care what they say? They're gonna think what they want regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's easier to say, you know, say that than but it doesn't make what she said right. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just, you gotta kind of consider the source too.
Mm-hmm.
So what else you got going on, Louise? So like what have you learned about the Nancy Guthrie case? You've been following that, right?
Not really following it. I did a little bit. Like, in my opinion, I feel like it's like Israel Keys. Like somebody like Israel Keys or like one of those cults.
That's interesting.
Because it
I
seems
followed
like
this quite a lot.
law enforcement doesn't know anything. Similar to like Richard Allen.
Oh yeah, that part of it's definitely similar. Well, I mean, in this case, law enforcement has at least the sheriff has come out. Like they're saying that they do know more things. Like, and we know that they know more things, or we should, unless you're like dumb. Like they know more things.
Like what?
But they won't tell the public, but they're pretending that they want the public to help, which is exactly like Delphi,
But
where
like,
they knew lots more things and they wouldn't tell anybody, and they pretended that they want the public to help, but they wouldn't give them the tools that they needed to actually figure anything out. And then nobody figured anything out, so it didn't get solved.
But like, do you think
that's
different...
the same way this is going? Is like it's not going to get solved because you kind of want the public to help, but you don't really want the public to help, and you have no fucking clue what happened.
Okay, did you watch the early days of Samantha from like Israel Keys stuff in Alaska?
No, I'm not.
You guys should watch that. Her dad was a biker, and a lot of people put a lot of stuff on him because he was a biker, but it ended up being Israel Keys. Like, it's really close to like Delphi. Like, it's just some random person, like Israel Keys. And
well,
like,
Israel Keys wasn't really completely random person. He was a
random person.
But he was a serial killer.
No, I know, but he was still just random to her.
He was a very accomplished serial killer.
He was
skilled and accomplished serial killer.
Yes, but like he sewed Samantha's eyes open to do a ransom note after he found out like she was missing. It's very similar to Nancy.
Very sadistic. Wow.
It really is. And like he didn't.
Well, I don't think there's anything that suggests that anybody did that with Nancy Guthrie.
We don't know anything.
Right? Well, I don't think that the Savannah Guthrie would be coming out here and doing interviews if she saw her mother with her eyes sewn open.
No, I'm not saying.
I'm just saying.
But like Savannah said, like she believes there's like proof of life. Like Israel Keys faked proof of life for Samantha.
I mean, I would say probably the opposite. The Savannah Guthrie is the belief that proof of life was not provided. or potentially even the opposite of that.
No, I'm not saying
In
anything like
addition
that.
to a lack of proof of life exists.
I don't know anything. Like, I'm just saying, like, it feels similar.
Do you think the Epstein files, like the Epstein, component, I guess, or aspect comes into
Yeah,
play?
I mean, I personally, that's my number one theory. I think that Jeffrey Epstein is still alive and that he personally kidnapped Nancy
What?
Guthrie.
Oh, I wasn't saying that, but that's interesting. I
Okay,
just
well,
think
that's
because
what
she
I think.
covered, Epstein.
Because she bodied Donald Trump in that town hall meeting, and so they're getting her back. That's what I think. That's my number. They're all theories, So you just have to like. People always like, oh, this is what you believe. This is what you believe. This is what you believe. No, I just have a number of theories, and they're ranked loosely, and then you have to order them in some direction. So like I have
Yeah.
like 50 or 100 theories on Delphi, but like, do I believe completely any one of them? No, they're just ordered, like, and they shift orders up and down. You rank them, you tier rank them.
Are you familiar with like the cults, like Order of the Nine Angles and all of those cults?
I'm a little bit familiar with Order of the Nine Angles, yeah.
I feel like one of those cults could be responsible for Nancy. And I feel like
or Delphi.
they all come from like Israel Keys and like serial killers. Like I feel like that's a new serial killers. These are these like sadistic cults that hurt kids.
I mean, to
I
some
just think
extent,
like this feels very
yes, that
personal
does
to
happen.
me.
That does happen. Like, there's definitely like internet like predators that like that aren't like, sadly, the run of the mill like internet predators, but like ones that are even, I don't even say worse, because the run of the mill ones are very, very bad. But there are weirdos that also just try to
But like what if these like
get people to commit
weirdos
suicide.
connect? Like what if BTK like connected with like Richard Ramirez? Like that's probably what's happening right now is like all these guys are like
Well, I
connecting
don't think you
somewhere.
can say that's probably what's happening, because that jumps a lot of steps.
No, we have how many people are in this population? Like 9 billion?
Yeah, pretty
Like
close.
now on the internet, like these kids.
Well, they're not all on the internet. That's just the
No.
whole world.
But I'm just saying, like, people connect. And when they connect, that's when bad things happen. Like Charles Manson, like when
I
he
mean,
connected with people at
fairly
50
true. Yeah,
years ago.
yeah. That's why I say stay off Discord, because that's
Exactly.
how the weird people connect with each other, and they do weird shit, and they
Mhm.
do illegal shit,
Yep.
and like, oh, you're playing like some Pokemon game and on a Discord, and next thing you know, you're Xeroxing government documents and
Mm-hmm.
sending them to your friends, and then you're like
You're in a cult?
you're a kid,
Yeah.
yeah, you're in a knife cult, and you murdered a bunch of people, like,
Mm-hmm.
and pinned it on some patsy, like, yeah,
Exactly.
it happens all the time.
The first person I ever talked to on Discord was Alex, and he told me he got
Right, that's terrible.
exactly.
That's
He told me
terrifying.
he got expelled from school because he planned to
Terrifying.
like shoot up his school or bomb his school. Like
Well, you're definitely in some government files then.
the internet is so scary. That's all I'm saying.
Right. People should be careful and not like get too deep in things that are weird.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I stepped away. I had to get my contact out. It was driving me nuts. Am I still here? Are you still here?
I'm still here.
Okay.
Oh,
How long
Jen.
was the silence for? Sorry.
Yeah, Jenny, it's not good. Like, and like Alex is younger than me, and he still was more worldly than me. Sorry, I was looking at the chat and I saw Jenny.
Worldliness is overrated.
Well, he was like more internet savvy than me. Like his
Well,
death threats,
we
I
just went
thought they
over the
were
whole
real
internet
because
thing. That when you go on the internet, you're gonna like talk to some weird people, and they're gonna like do some crazy shit. So like,
yeah.
the internet stuff is overrated as well.
Yeah, it's like keyboard warriors, but at the time I didn't know that. Like I thought he was really gonna like kill me. Like he was telling me like, "Oh, I work with the FBI," like all this bullshit that I believed cuz I was naive or whatever. But like I
The
believed,
FBI doesn't even work because they also did all this the Nancy Guthrie stuff, and like, look, and they were in on Delphi. Like, what work does the FBI do? The FBI does not work. They're slackers. They don't fucking work.
that's what
It's
yeah.
it's not X-Files where you got two people that are actually out working. Like, the real FBI doesn't fucking work at all. And even more so now, like you got the head of the FBI like chugging beers with a hockey team. They don't fucking work. They're not work. They're not workers. They're not working. They're just doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Wasting government money. That is their purpose. They're not working.
Well, they were working in Delphi, apparently.
No, were they? Were they? What did they do?
I don't know. That's what they said, right?
I don't
Like,
know. Like, if the answer is I don't know,
just
then
so
that's
happened to be there. Like, what the
oh
fuck?
no, they
I
happen to
mean,
be. Yes, that's exactly right. They're there, but are they working? No, they're on
I don't
permanent vacation, not working. They're
know.
not doing anything. They are there, yes. They're collecting their paychecks. They're walking around. Are they doing anything? No, they're not working.
Well, that's real good to know.
yeah. I
I
feel
feel
like
so much safer now. Not like I expected them to protect me. I'm just saying, like, it was good to know that somebody's watching some shit somewhere, but now we don't even have that, huh?
Well, that's the NSA. Well, it used to be the NSA, but they stopped working as well. So now the people that are watching you is Google and
Yeah,
Meta.
that's true. Very true.
They're now like all they want to do is like sell you something. So
I know, right?
how did
kind of
how's
broken.
Google not like protecting Nancy? Google probably has something, right?
Well, yeah, they probably have the.
Well, no. So it's not, they're not supposed to allow these warrants anymore, and that kind of like mysteriously completely went out the window. Like,
Yeah, like around 2019.
right? They're not supposed to be issuing those, or as far as what they said, but certainly they still are, which is like completely a black ops type of thing. Was Google is feeding the government information on a completely arbitrary basis, just whenever they feel like it. Like who
Can I
who knows?
I would
Who
like
knows how
that
to
job. That would be a
negotiate those
cool
things?
job. Just look for random shit, you know? Say, hey, look.
Can I
Be
say
like-
something to Jenny real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Jenny, yeah, I don't know about Charles. I recently saw like a Jim Cook short where Alex is saying like Charles is the one that like said a bunch of crap to Alex to get him to like go after me. Like Alex was like giving me death threats. I went to Charles as a friend, like telling him like, hey, what do I do? And like Charles just betrayed me like he betrays everybody. So
Do
if
we have
you're
proof of life on
blocking me,
Charles? Just like what's going on with him?
oh, I have
Anyone
no
have proof of life?
idea. I think Jenny's talking about Charles. I don't know anything about Charles anymore. Like,
Hmm.
but she's talking about him in the chat.
Oh,
But I'm just saying, like, he caused a lot of drama between everybody. And, like, Mustang tried to tell me, like, other people have said, like, Charles is just drama. So, I don't know.
well, he's a troll.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They be trolling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I mean, I like a good troll. I like good trolling. Some
Like,
shit's so fun.
Delulu is a good troll.
Mm.
I think Delulu has me blocked because you were talking to her and I didn't see any of her comments.
Oh, I think she left a while ago. I haven't seen
Well,
her.
not earlier. I bet I
Oh,
can
okay.
I bet I can see them here.
I didn't see
On stage, I
Delulu.
can see blocked comments usually.
Charles is necessary evil.
I'm aware, yes.
No, see-through was asking.
Sorry. Oh, well, this has been an interesting conversation. It started with a formal presentation and then but this is good. I like it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna wrap it up with another formal presentation?
I could do the same one if you want. Pretty much redundant information.
You can do the remix.
Regurgitated.
Do the remix.
Huh?
Do the remix.
Okay. There we go. I could do that, you know. I gotta send Cease through my presentation. She'll have my notes, or he. I want keep on wanting to call Cease through a she. I don't know why.
I always thought it was she. I don't know.
I think
I feel like
everybody is a she.
my default for anybody in true crime is probably a she, right?
Yeah.
Well, the odds, yeah, probably. Good odds. Assuming it's a she or someone's a she.
Mm-hmm.
I only learned Mark Cohen was a he like last week.
What? Elaborate, please.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's a common name.
For a female?
I don't know.
I don't know any female that is named Mark.
I don't either.
Hen is a female chicken. Hen.
Hen.
Marco Hen. Marco Hen.
That's the last name.
That was a reach fee. Good one though. That's funny. Yeah. What else? So yeah, like going back.
What else? What do you say?
Nance. Oh, okay, I could tell you something funny that I did yesterday. Like I like needed to go to sleep, so I like smoked and shit. But anyway, Criminal Network.
You smoked weed?
Yeah, And Criminal Network had like a call-in, his first call-in or whatever, but it really was you send him an email with your number and then he'll call you, right? That was his call-in. And I instead of putting a 4, I put a 5 or something like that. I was off a digit. It was like a typo. And then he calls the owner of that number on the live stream. And the guy's like, "What?" And he's
You know your own number.
I mistyped.
Oh,
Like I fat fingered it or something.
You were doing the wacky, right?
I feel really bad though. I mean, in a way, it was kind of funny, but that definitely was not my intention. And
I miss that. I sometimes watch some of CN stuff, but
he seemed to laugh it off and all that. But like, I really didn't mean to do that, and now I feel bad. Like,
what about the guy that got called?
Huh?
The guy that got called, like you just bothered that person for.
I know. I feel bad for that dude too. And it wasn't like it was early. It was like midnight. Funny. He was like, I forgot how exactly it went, but he was like talking. So yeah, made some inference to Nancy Guthrie or something. This guy like, huh? Oh.
Had the guy heard of it at all?
No, it wasn't like that much of a dialogue. Like, but yeah, it was funny. So that's a funny story.
Jenny says that her actual name is Frank. So,
Frank?
So hey, that's what I was gonna say. Dutch Frank is missing.
Is he?
Yeah, he's gone.
Again?
Like his channel was taken down, or he's just gone?
No, he's just MIA. So, if anybody's a sleuth out there,
how long has he been missing?
Let's see. You want to dig into this? His last tweet reply is March 10th.
It's not that long.
That's a pretty long time for somebody that's like online way too much and trolling Twitter way too much. That's a long time.
Mm.
Oh, he's
may be able to find him on.
He's on Facebook, isn't he?
See, that would probably be the first place to go. Is see if he's just migrated to a different.
Because he has like a victims thing, right?
I forget what it's called. Yeah, but he was on there before. I forget what he used to be called. True Crime Frank. I don't know.
I don't know either. I haven't talked to him for like a year. Over a year.
I don't know. Just a little bit suspicious, and I feel like it's a mystery that is potentially solvable. Because when he's been missing before, that is actually where I found him. He was still posting on this Facebook group.
Should we make like billboards or something?
Maybe though. I don't know. I mean, just because he's like kind of off, like doesn't mean we shouldn't like care if he goes missing.
Yeah.
True.
Hopefully he's not in like McDonald's bushes or anything like that. Kidding.
Hopefully he's not having a bunch of sex organisms.
Well, you want to put out a reward? I'll give one. I'm gonna start a GoFundMe right here, right now. I've got $1 on who can find Frank.
All right, we're gonna officially put that in the chat. $1 reward.
One American US dollar.
Oh yeah. We definitely. Like, it's not going to CAD.
It's worth less and less every single day, but like time is of the essence because that $1 will be like 98 cents tomorrow. So like you better hurry up. but we could add to it, and then the pooled money will also be worth less and less every day. Do we have any viewers that live in Amsterdam or the Netherlands? Do we have any boots on the ground?
No.
Boots on the ground. No boots on the ground. That's going to be a problem.
Oh, YouTube rejected my comment.
What was your comment?
$1
Mustang?
US dollar
They rejected your
reward.
comment on their own channel?
I through StreamYard too. I put $1 US reward for information leading to the location of Dutch Frank, and it like rejected
We
it.
don't need his location. We're just like trying to like
Okay.
do
Well,
I don't know, a virtual wellness check. Like not
Okay.
even the physical wellness checks. No bueno. Like because nobody needs cops coming to their house, but virtual wellness checks,
virtual.
like totally, like that's much better. Like because just seeing if you're out there somewhere, like without like sending people with AR-15s to your house, like that's very, very not intrusive.
Yeah, I would say maybe
On
like
the-
a picture of him holding a newspaper will suffice.
I think that just like any sort of like response from him to anybody, like even if it's hearsay, is probably sufficient in this case. I don't know if we need any like visual confirmation of anything. We probably don't want any visual.
I mean, there's a dollar involved, so we have to, authenticate that it.
Peggy's like, we got to get our money's worth.
Has anybody heard about Charles? How's he doing or anything?
No, I think he's more insignificant than Frank.
No, I'm just asking. Is he still in Oregon or Florida or?
I have no idea where anybody lives. I'm not concerned about people on the internet. Like, you can all exist wherever you exist. I don't care about you, and I hope you don't care about me.
Mustang.
This is rough.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Like addiction is a disease, I mean, it's real. But he is a pain in the ass as well. So I'm kind of enjoying the silence, but like I would feel horrible if like he ends up dead or something. I don't know.
Well, it's hard with people that often get themselves banned on platforms, because that is something that can just happen, is you can just get yourself kicked off.
Well, I think his channel's still around. He probably just don't have access to Wi-Fi. Maybe McDonald's cut him off or something.
Oh, McDonald's never kick off. I used to run people's credit reports off McDonald's Wi-Fi.
What? That's funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mustang, I agree.
A different pattern, like how the people in this community generally have a bad credit rating or a good credit rating. Anyone that surprised you?
No.
No.
I did that for gainful employment, not for.
Well, there's people that do background
not,
checks.
I'm
on
not
people.
illegally running people's credit reports. Like, I don't know. That's what I
Well,
said.
why
I
would
don't
you
care.
use
I don't care
McDonald's?
about. I don't care. Why?
Yeah, why not your Wi-Fi?
Because it's Wi-Fi. Because it's the actual internet. Because I live in boonies where there's no internet, so I would drive over to the McDonald's and like.
Are you at McDonald's now?
No. No. I've moved up and then down and then up and then down, but currently I have actual internet currently.
Well, that's good.
But way back when, it was actually probably better. Like that was probably up. Like it's kind of better not to have real internet and have to drive to McDonald's and hop on their Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that would be a very a big inconvenience.
I mean, it's right across the street, or we're not across the street, across the highway. But
What'd you find, Jenny? Sorry, Fiend. What'd you find, Jenny?
Yeah, Jenny, I did his background check.
Donnie Wahlberg.
I feel like this is not current information.
Oh,
Jenny, do a background check on Frank, and you've got a $1 bill with Donald Trump's head on it in the mail to you. Totally valid U.S. currency.
I don't know. Can you really mail $1? Like,
oh yeah, I've had a lot of dollars mailed to me. Like what's it called? Nielsen ratings. They would mail me a bunch of like fresh dollars.
So you were a stripper, and you had people mail you dollars.
They would mail in the mail. They'd mail you dollars with the surveys for like TV shows you watch, and I probably burned some of those dollars actually way back when. That might be illegal. I may have just admitted to a crime, but like I don't know if you're allowed to burn U.S. currency, but I sure
I don't think you are. But I think you would be.
Well, I definitely did that. I did that. I'm a good Christian, honest person, and I will admit to what I did. So if they want to convict me on burning a U.S. dollar that Nielsen ratings mailed me, I did that. I did that. I see all this chat and nobody's.
I'm jealous. I never got $1. What is this, Nielsen?
Oh, they sent me lots of dollars. They sent me numerous dollars.
Wow.
Actually, honestly, I had it's not Nielsen ratings, but it's a different ratings, and they gave you like it was like a beeper type of thing. And
Chip and Dale ratings?
No, what? Stop. No, but it was a different rating system, and like it used like a beeper thing. You just like clip it to yourself, and like it would just listen to whatever you were like watching on TV. I don't know. They paid like a very small nominal amount for that too. It's very weird. But like, I mean, and honestly, like, I always felt like I'm letting them down because watch some TV, you know. Like now they would be outraged. Like they would never do that. Like this motherfucker never watches TV. He only watches fucking YouTube.
That's funny.
I can't find any of the things I'm looking for.
Have you heard of Sarah Pender?
I don't know. Probably not.
She's somebody from Indiana who escaped from prison.
Okay.
But recently the prosecutor recanted his testimony about her because of a jailhouse snitch.
Do go on.
You should look it up.
Well, you tell us about it.
Well, I mean, I don't know that much about it. I watched like a Dateline episode and then I looked it up on People.
Oh, it made Dateline?
Yeah.
I totally forgot about Dateline, and I used to watch Dateline like religiously.
I used to watch the hell out of Dateline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, there was. I'm trying to
Hi,
think.
Nicole.
There was the craziest Dateline. I'm not gonna remember it, but there are a number of crazy Datelines.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's a lot of crazy stories and a lot of crazy everything. And
I think
but
there's
this
like.
case,
I'll go ahead.
I'm just saying this case, like the prosecutor in Indiana, like said he didn't see like the jailhouse snitches testimony where he was like ratting out all these people, and like now he's trying to get her exonerated.
But she's an escapee? Like
She
she's
escaped. She did escape jail. Like they said, she was like a female Charles Manson.
oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Where in
And they
Indiana?
like
Is it like North Indiana, South Indiana? Like do you know?
I don't know Indiana.
Wait, what is her name?
Sarah Pender, I think. Let me look it
Can
up.
you pronounce that last name again or spell it?
Yeah, let me look it up.
I'm gonna have a hard time remembering anything right now, but there's also I don't know if it was on. I don't think it never made a Dateline, but
It's Pender.
Oh, okay. Pender.
Thank you, Noe. Noe said he knows this case.
Richard Edward Hull was her boyfriend. Wasn't he like a serial killer?
No, he killed somebody who like dealt drugs. Larry Hall was the serial killer.
Hmm. Hull drove Pender to a local Walmart to purchase a 12-gauge shotgun, a soda, and condoms. Sorry,
that's not funny, Peggy.
I'm wondering, like, did they go there for the shotgun and then the condoms was like an add-on, or was it like condoms
Yes.
and like, oh, let's buy this shotgun? Oh, anyway.
Exactly, Noe.
Marion Superior Court in July 2002. So what? That's the Indy area, right?
Well, I found one thing.
Hmm.
I don't know how to. I just found it in a screenshot. I don't know how to send it to anybody.
Floyd Pennington. Wow, like this dude got killed at Wishard Hospital.
Oh yeah, that's local here.
I never heard of Wishard. I lived there for like 7 years. I never heard of that.
You lived in Indianapolis for 7 years?
Well, North Indy, like Zionsville.
Zionsville?
Mm-hmm. Next to that, close to that other crazy bitch. Like 5 houses down from Rescue All the Trolls. I had no idea. Small world.
Those people aren't very nice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're not.
She seemed nice. Every time I've ever met her, she seemed very nice.
But if you don't have
Frank wasn't very nice. Or what's his name? His name is Frank.
If you don't have the same opinion as them, they're not nice to you.
I mean, they were kind of nice in person. Like, I don't know, but not. Well, one of them I know is not a good person at all. But I don't know about Rescue the dogs. She always seemed nice.
She does seem nice. She was nice to me.
Hmm.
But who knows? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't chauffeur around somebody that's really fucking terrible all the time.
That's the whole proxy thing. Guilty by
Right, I mean, there's a little bit. I mean, to some degree, there's a little bit of proxy thing. I mean, I understand it can be like weird and gray areas for that sort of thing. I mean, will I associate with people that like I don't really want to be like tied to them just because I'm just being nice? Yes.
Oh, wow.
Often actually.
So Pender was held in solitary confinement at the Indiana Women's Prison in Indianapolis from December 2008 to January 30th, 2014. Holy shit.
No, I know.
For a total of 1,870 days, she will be eligible for parole on April 4th, 2054 at the age 75. On January 25th, 2018, Pender was transferred back to Rockville Correctional Facility. Isn't that like by the airport? Like Avon? Where's Rockville? Oh.
I think maybe it seems something on the west side because that's the side I never go. That's the side I never go to. I'm trying to like create a Twitter group of you, me, and Louise, and I don't know how to do that.
Oh, I definitely don't. I wish I could help you.
I'm kind of kidding.
When I called it,
I wasn't really
X,
trying.
You're like, nobody calls it X.
I wasn't really trying to do that, but
I still don't. I still haven't grasped the concept of when you comment versus repost and how that all works. Like, I'm just not that invested in it.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I don't even know what the question is that you're asking here.
Yeah, Twitter is so weird to me. Like,
No, I mean, well, what do you mean if you repost, you're just hitting a button and you just repost it.
Yeah, but you can repost
your comment.
So, like, when do you use that versus the comment? Because both of them go to your tied to your handle. Like, you could.
No, because if you look at somebody's handle, like your reposts will show on your regular. I'm not going to call them posts because it's fucking gay. It's fucking gay. They're tweets. So you got your tweet. You got your tweets. That's your timeline, and then if you click over to somebody's replies, then their replies are in that thing. That's only if you're like stalking somebody, though. Like, you don't have to do that. But if you @ somebody to begin a tweet, that makes it a reply. So it won't be in your actual tweets. It'll only be in your replies. Unless
I could search for your replies. It's just like, to me, I envision
if you put a period before your @ then it will be in your tweets instead of your replies, which is like a huge boomer like fail that people do all the time and just never get. Like, if you start your tweet with the @ sign, you're not actually tweeting. You're just doing a reply. Or a reply to nothing. That's what you were doing. You're replying to nothing that exists. You're just adding. You're adding somebody. It'll go into your replies. No one will see it unless they like follow your replies, which lots of people don't do. Like, I do. I follow people's replies. So because here's a life hack for Twitter, because Twitter sucks. because of somebody.
The new
But
guy?
like, yeah. What? The new guy? He's not new.
Well, it's like fairly new, like a couple years.
No.
How long?
Oh, it's been so long, Louis.
I want to say
How
like
long?
6 years, maybe. I don't know.
I don't
Something
know.
like-
No.
But it's been too long.
No,
But
it's
anyway,
not been that long because the old guy that owned Amazon or owned. Never mind. Go ahead.
Jack Dorsey.
Yes, he checked me out at a Rams game, and it wasn't that long ago. Maybe
He
4 years
what?
ago.
What did you say?
He was checking me out at a Rams game. Like he was in
checking-
LeBron James' suite. Sorry.
What does that mean?
He was like
Nothing.
eyeing her. Like,
Yes.
He
Yes.
was checking you out. Jack
Yes.
Dorsey was checking you out.
Yes.
Well, you missed your like
I know.
big
Like,
opportunity.
I know.
there.
like what? We need to have a bigger conversation here. Like,
Exactly. And he had like that like beard, that like motorcycle
Who cares?
criminal beard.
who cares? Okay.
I mean,
so
Jack
for
Okay, go ahead.
Dorsey is far less terrible than like a million other people. So,
Yeah. No, I'm sure.
So I think what you should do, you know how like HCC did the Google tutorial, like Google Earth tutorial. I think you should do one for Twitter.
oh no, here, no, because it's not that complicated. The only thing I'm saying is just like if you're gonna tweet, don't start your tweet with an @ sign. You do period and then @ sign, and then you actually make a tweet. Otherwise, you're only gonna get buried in replies. It's not a real. It's not a real tweet. So that's the only thing. Like, do not start your tweet with an @ sign.
Oh, Jenny wants to clear something up.
Uh-oh.
Charles showed up at the airport. I hadn't even talked to him in 2 months. I had no idea he picked up and moved here. I didn't invite him or anything. See, if you think about it, like where
have no
Charles
idea
is
what that
in
means.
Florida, like you cannot like travel any further. Like he literally went from one side of the United States to the other with like that's just crazy to me. Like you just travel and you don't know if anyone's gonna invite you into their house. It's just
Traveling is
weird.
crazy. I mean,
Huh?
if you can travel back, I don't think it's that crazy. But
Like
I mean, I've
Oregon
flown to Florida before, and then I'd fly back home.
but
That's not crazy.
you didn't have money to fly back.
But
Oh,
yeah.
no, I wouldn't do that.
And
That would
like
be that's
Oh.
crazy.
a one-way ticket is more expensive than a round trip ticket. And somebody purchased him a one-way ticket, right? Does
Yeah.
anybody know?
You know, sometimes
I find that hard
the
to
connecting
believe. No,
flights
I mean, no. I always fly Southwest. You could definitely fly one way. Well, I mean, it's basically half the price of flying round trip, as you would expect. But I wouldn't do that because I'm not a crazy person. Because I'm only going there to go visit and then come back.
But I feel like
where I
he
have a house.
he misinformed people because I remember people saying like, "Oh yeah, Charles sold his house and is moving out there."
I don't know anything about that, but people do that sort of stuff sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No,
Apparently,
exactly,
yeah, for
Jenny.
sure.
Because people usually don't buy
So if you
one-way
haven't heard from
tickets.
Charles, he's probably been eaten by alligators, honestly, because that's what's in Florida. Not even kidding.
Yeah.
There's so many alligators.
Oh my God, yeah. Like that was on my live stream once. We had a whole conversation about it.
It's
Like-
even worse in Louisiana. That's where I went on my honeymoon, and there's like a million, like not even a million. There's millions upon millions of alligators everywhere. It's
scary, man.
It's disconcerting. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But according to Charles, the alligators and the meth heads, they all reside at the same location. So,
Meth farm?
huh? Like in the swamp, I guess.
Gator farm.
Meth farm.
Yeah, meth farm. And so the meth heads hang out with the gators. I guess they have their own special language, or maybe they're smoking crack with the gators. I don't know. Or smoking meth, or whatever you do with meth.
I mean, there's gators coming out your ears down in those areas. Like, I don't think you can smoke meth without smoking meth with gators. Like, I mean, not here, but like.
That's why gators have so many extra teeth. That's because they steal meth heads' teeth.
What?
Because gators have so many teeth, they stole the meth heads' teeth. They trade them for meth.
They trade them for meth. Well, what if the gators are the dealers? You know,
They could
and
be.
the meth heads are, you know, the ones that are exchanging their teeth. Oh, that's what you're saying, isn't it? Sorry.
Jenny, do you believe? Do you actually believe that?
A whole different economy system, and
Yes.
and it's hard to wrap your head around.
Oh, Noe's back. Hey,
What's up, Noe?
What's
Hi,
up?
Noe.
Hello, everybody. I just had to. Well, look, I lived in Naples, Florida. Okay, I never saw the meth heads in the alligator.
I don't believe you. I think you did see them.
I didn't know. I smoked weed back then, but I don't know, man. This the meth heads and alligators. I don't know. It's Charles.
Well, I mean, I wonder if they have any turf wars going on, you know, like because, you know, Fiend just said that there's a huge population of, you know.
Fucking Charles. No, but I lived at the edge of Alligator Alley, just outside of Naples on Highway 71 for a year, and you know, Highway 71 takes you straight into Miami.
I've driven that.
Oh,
From
have you?
Miami to,
Have you?
I fucking
Yep.
love Miami. Miami's probably one of my favorite places.
Yeah, it's impressive. You go right through the Everglades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did
Well,
it at night. And
I
wasn't
don't
sure,
go
like,
through the Everglades. I fly like directly from Indianapolis to Miami, and then I'm just in Miami, and then so
yeah.
I skip.
Well,
that.
I mean, but driving from Naples into Miami, it's a straight shot, and you go right through the Everglades.
Naples is nice.
Yeah,
A lot of old people though, but nice.
yeah, a lot of retired people. Jenny was saying something about he booked a flight unannounced, and just showed up. What's the word on Charles?
I don't. Do you ever think? Do you think he bought some? He changed his socks.
Oh
What was the
Lord!
order? It was get some sleep,
So we've got two
I
missing
forgot.
persons, and we got this
My
whole community of sleuths. We're missing Frank. We're missing little Frank, and we're missing Charles.
yeah.
Well,
Does anybody remember
somebody want to
Grass?
Here, I'll announce. I'll
We need to
also.
pull
I
them.
don't even care, but I will also put $1 on locating Charles.
Okay.
A virtual wellness check on Charles as well as Frank. I will pay whoever, but like we have to factor in inflation, so like it goes down by like a penny a day. So
I'll match your dollar pledge.
that's
So now we're up to
what
$2.
I'm talking about, because we'll pool our money together. So is this only for Charles or is it also for Frank?
No. Yeah. Well, just mark me down for both of them.
For both of them. All right. We have multiplied by 100%. We got from $1 to $2. $2 rewards on
We need like one of those auction people that talk really fast. What do they call them?
auctioneers.
Auctioners.
Auctioneer.
Yes.
Auctioneers.
Auctioneers.
Yeah. Who's got $2, $2, $3, $4? Anyone else? Come on, we can get up to $4. We could double it again. Come on.
I ain't spending $1 on Charles.
What about Dutch Frank?
No takers. It's you and me, Peggy. We got,
All
but
right.
we doubled it to $2. $2 on two people, and it's free money. People in the chat. Dirty Diana.
Especially if you do one of those surveys.
She's got connections. Like, just find some of these people and like you make $2.
Oh, well, never say that I haven't, supported the cause. Tried.
I mean,
Let's see what we can do.
just trying to locate people. It's missing people, like true crime community and stuff.
Uh-huh. I mean, maybe we should call McDonald's. That would be a good place to start.
Call McDonald's.
Yeah.
Which McDonald's? There's like
Well, Jenny knows the McDonald's. Jenny, do you think they're still open? Maybe it's a 24-hour McDonald's. Call them and say, hey, have you seen an old man walking around? Check your
But
pussy.
he's not actually an old man, right?
No.
Isn't that the thing?
Mm-mm. No, I'm just being a bitch.
It makes it tricky.
Yeah.
Sounds like an old man, but not actually an old man. Kind of like old bridge guy and young bridge guy.
Yeah. It is like that, honestly. Oh, it's not open. We'll have to table this for another day. Maybe tomorrow. I'll call over to the McDonald's, see if they could do a wellness check.
You want to put $1 on Greeno too?
Why not? I'm just
there we go.
type of mood.
I don't know. I don't know what people will do with that information if he's located, but once we've done our virtual wellness check, kind of like we're just doing our good deeds, and if somebody wants to do something with that information, they can do as they wish.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting.
I don't follow whether people have
like a Discord cult thing, is it? Like,
no, there's no Discord. Absolutely not.
Okay. Hey, Carol. I can't open YouTube right now because I literally have no disk space on my computer. I'm limited to 2 tabs right now. So,
Yeah, download some video games or something.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a no.
Oh, no, I definitely did not download any video games that I'm aware of. I think like the last video game I played was like Pac-Man or something.
What is that?
You know,
Can you
stop.
describe it for everybody?
It's like used to be located in like every pizza joint known to man.
What, Pac-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I thought you said Pac-Command or something.
No, Pac-Man.
Just regular Pac-Man, not Miss Pac-Man even?
I don't know. It might have been Miss Pac-Man, actually. Because that seemed to be more popular.
They used to carry the Miss Pac-Mans in the Pizza Huts, I think, maybe? I don't know. I don't. You're almost the same age. They used to have like the flat, like it was like a table,
Mm-hmm.
right? In the
Yep.
pizza places, there's a table. It's flat, and the screen is on like the surface of the
You
table.
still could buy those.
Yeah, that's the shit.
I think
I like if I had money to burn, I would totally buy one of those because totally worth it.
I think if I spent that much money, I would just get a pinball machine.
Yeah, I like pinball. I love pinball.
Like my favorite one is the Star Wars Death Star one. That one's fun.
Yeah,
My uncle had one in his
Star
house, and like we created a lot of good memories. Like the family, like
I'm not
pinball.
good at pinball, but I like.
Huh?
I said I'm not good at pinball, but I do like it.
Oh. Is it a hand-eye coordination thing or just?
It's probably just an ADHD thing where it's like it makes sounds and things are happening. So like,
yeah, that's true.
it easily distracted by noises and lights. So
Yeah. Very true. Very, very true. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up, actually. I'm starting to get really tired.
okay, so we got $2 bounty on
Yep.
3 individuals to just well, Greeno's gonna be the easy one because he's still like he posts stuff, so we're gonna know that he's alive. But
I mean, do you think a bounty hunter is involved in this whole thing? Like, what's the deal?
I don't think any bounty hunters are gonna go for $2.
No. I'm saying, like, did he skip his bond or anything? Like, or forfeit his bond? Greeno? Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Greeno. Like, if he has a warrant, like, was it for not showing up to court, or is it just because?
I mean, I don't think it's that deep because it's not like a very like serious charge or anything. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that like, oh, he's on the run, but like, I think he does have a warrant, and I think he'll easily dodge that just by not going to Carroll County.
Like he could literally go to Carroll County and attend a murder trial with the warrant.
Well, no. I don't think that represents the current situation because I think that happened now after that. I don't know. That whole story was very weird. I don't know. Yeah, honestly, like it seems like the other person that was involved with him was probably like much more sus than even he was. Like, I don't know that hey, innocent until proven guilty. So
that is true.
He has his due process rights just like everybody else, and honestly, it all sounded pretty sus. So
Oh, this is that whole reporter thing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah, that shit's crazy.
yeah. Oh, yes, that's what he has a warrant on.
Yeah, I
But,
forgot
but
about
like,
that.
they're like, okay, so you just don't go back to Carroll County, so then you're fine. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, oh well, I mean, I guess it could be problematic in Indiana, but
I don't think anyone's going to extradite
I
him.
mean, well, yeah, no, outside Indiana, he's probably
Yeah.
fine. He's probably completely fine. So that he should probably just stay outside Indiana.
I mean, you should, yeah, like I think that's just a good thought process, even if you
I
don't.
mean,
have a
well,
warrant.
obviously it is because like he was kind of for the most part, as far as I mean, I don't know. I'm not like following like anything to do with him, but like as far as I know, like not a lot of issues except when he went right back to Carroll County and got himself into some fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Yeah, that whole thing's bizarre. That's
that was a very weird story and will remain so. I don't know. I need to look up the other party on that and see what happened to them. Probably.
yeah, there's something. I think he got the shit end of the stick on that one, but I don't know much about it. Like I just read.
I mean, I'm a little bit suspicious of how you let this guy like wander all over the fucking courthouse like with impunity.
Yeah, I
and
know.
then railroad him into some bullshit. Like
Right?
that's
Yeah.
weird. That's kind of weird. Like what? Like how was he not playing along with you guys? Like he definitely
Well,
was.
maybe he stopped playing along. If you get what I'm
Yeah,
trying.
but he didn't stop playing along. How is he not stop playing along?
Well, maybe they asked him to do something and he refused to do it, and then he was no longer needed.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, very possibly. Really, honestly, like, very possibly.
Hmm.
You keep doing what we say, like any red-blooded American. Eventually, you say, "No, I'm not going to fucking do that," and
Mm-hmm.
then they threw it all out the window and be like, "Well, there's a warrant out for your arrest."
Yeah. That's probably how that went down.
when you didn't do fucking anything,
Yeah.
when you were just asleep on a countertop, so we're gonna fuck you. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because that's what you get out of Nick Cleveland and those fuckers.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
loyalty, not an honest word. You play with fire, you get burned.
Mm-hmm. Like making a deal with the devil.
It is. Like, I mean, plenty more where that came from because there's plenty more people that made fucking deals and oh, you think they're gonna be your buddies and they won't turn on you? They will turn on you.
Sounds like Delphi community.
I mean, it is Delphi.
Yeah.
He is Delphi.
Yeah, like
Literally
technically
Delphi.
speaking. I was saying like the community, the broader community.
I'm just
Like,
saying, anybody that like don't trust those people as far as you can throw them, or way less than you can throw them.
mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on in chat, and I'm sorry I looked.
They're talking about vaginas. Yeah. Gator cooch. That's funny. Oh. All right. I think I'm going to shut it down. I'm getting tired. I gotta wake up early for work. And do some adulting again. So this was fun though. So yeah, I'll make a community post and we'll like publicly announce this reward. Should I put your contact information and mine on there, or you okay with me just, you know?
I mean, you can if you want. I mean,
All right.
but I'm good for $1
Okay.
or $3 in this case. But like,
Right. Sounds like a plan.
yeah.
Hmm?
You'll figure it out.
I will.
You're good at community posting and things like that.
I don't know about that, but yeah, this is not that complicated. I'll figure it out. All right. Well,
I promise you, I've never figured it out. Like, I've made like 1 or 2 community posts and completely forgotten how to do any of those things.
if you can do the Twitter, you can do the YouTube community post. Like,
you would think so, but sadly,
I have
not
faith
true.
in you, Fiend. I do.
I only know how to do Twitter.
Okay. All right. Well, good night. Thanks for joining. Have a nice week, everyone. Thank you, chat.
Good night, chat.
Good night. Sweet dreams. Bye.
You think you got me figured out, reading comments like they count. Drama feeds your empty soul. Truth ain't part of your life goals. All your screenshots and your claims, playing victim in your games. Why you always stirring up the top though? Get it out when people call you close. Get hide your victory to your energy, but nobody's dying what you're telling me. Fake it till you don't. Fake it till you don't. Fake it till you don't. Can't keep up the fraud forever. Fake it till you don't. Posting receipts that don't add up. Manufactured drama cup, overflowing with your lies. Time to cut you down to size.